especially with half of them having already barred off the entrance corridor to fight back the invaders. The facility Arcane Consciousness Sunspot speaks into your mind as alarms scream overhead. The enforcers defending the exterior are nearly wiped out. Continue down the path with the unfortunately limited energy the Matrix provide, and I have to rely on the voices overridden by one you've never heard, but deep down know who it belongs to. To the citizens that remain alive within the Empire, know this: as your potentate, I will not let you die silently. We reside at the Apex, now and forever. Sunspot returns, still speaking as if unaware they're interrupted, just as you arrive in the large chamber you're being directed to. An unstable floating sphere of magical energy resides in the center of the solar ring, Sunspot's heart. A single opportunity. I won't fail you. I've already activated the first network. All that remains is you feel a knot begin to form deep in your stomach. Something is very wrong. Sunspot, too, has stopped speaking. They pause, the connection lingering, and then they speak again. I'm not detecting the existence of the Matrix, even if I wanted to. Unimportant. Brace yourself for singularity stabilization. The sphere in the center of the room flashes a bright amethyst, and then blinding white is all you see. Wake up. You gasp, loudly and audibly, springing up in your chambers within the research facility. Wake. The voice fades from your mind as your post-sentences are fully realized. Sunspot speaks in your mind. Science Team Omega 5, please wake up. There is much to be done. And I'll put you all on the generic map we have for now.
Sleepwalking.
And I'll show everyone's tokens. Here we have Humther.
Nice up there.
It's loading for me still.
Oh, sorry. I'm pausing it myself.
I awaken.
Here we have... Is it Cadamus or Cadamus? Basically, that's pronounced. Cadamus?
Cadamus.
Cadamus. Here we have Cadamus. The newest recent member of your team, of course, from last month. Here we have Preen.
Whoa!
No one else's are showing up for me, by the way.
Oh, they aren't?
No, not at
Can
all.
you guys see them or no?
I can.
I don't think I'll put them on the map as well. And here we have... Is your name Sidereal?
Sidereal.
Sidereal. I didn't want to say. I was like, is it Sidereal? Sidereal.
Sidereal,
popped
but
up.
also lots of people call her just Sid.
Yeah, Sidereal. And I'll put everyone's on the map section as well. Tiny.
Tiny.
Oh.
Oh, big one! Big brain!
Big Preen. Everyone should be the same height, I believe.
Oh, there was big preen for a moment.
There's old big brain.
Let's see, does this make them... Oh no! Made it worse!
Oh, tiny.
Even smaller!
Ah, what's this small? Oh, that's good. That's pretty average.
Almost. Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
it's
wait a
about
minute.
average.
250.
Some might say that's even too big.
Yeah, there's the whole crew. And of course, Humter's familiar.
DA.
But you all wake up.
I'm just reloading the page because it's stuck at 99% for still.
Do we sleep in like a bunk room, or do we
Yeah,
have
it's like a
private
bunk room.
cham-
You guys got like bunks adjacent to each other. Unless you want a private room, of course. You guys have bunk rooms.
Oh, it's like a private room.
Oh, there we
Been
go.
here long enough.
Okay. Private room for Preen.
I've got tenure. Bro, there's doors in this picture. Just put me in another door.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
I have dips on this door back here.
I sleep in this hall near the entrance.
Dumb animal chooses a room to sleep in randomly sometimes. Why is it dead?
Because I just do sentry's rest. So
Someone grabbed it and ate it. Why is it dead?
I'm going to do a quick dumb animal is sleeping near Cad.
Very good.
I want to confirm just for context. I'm not sure what just happened. We were running to the core.
You're running to the. To be like you're running into the
Sunspot's
solar
heart.
ring, which is Sunspot's main chamber of
There was
focus.
something from the potentate, and then I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand what happened after.
I got you.
It was a dream. We had a dream. Premonition.
I'll paste this in session.
Praised.
Bing bong.
Something told us to wake up after we saw the light of the core. Or the Matrix. No. The sphere.
No, it's a matrix. It's a pseudo matrix.
Pseudo Matrix.
One of 3 across all of Radness.
Hello, why do you sound like pressing Freddy Fazbear's nose in Five Nights at Freddy's?
Why is there so much Freddy Fazbear talk today?
It's Christian's fault.
Okay, wait. So blinding white is all we see, and then we woke up in our own bunks.
Yes.
Well, we heard someone whispering to us for a sec, like, wake up.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to figure out, was that an event that happened before we woke up, or
It
like?
was.
Okay.
Right before you woke up. That's what happened. And you heard Sunspot say, "Science to Omega 5. Please wake up. There's much to be done."
Does it feel like I just had a dream?
Absolutely. You remember everything with perfect clarity.
But it does feel like a dream.
It does. I mean, at least to your knowledge, you woke up. It must have been a dream.
I'll step out into the hallway, full suit and mask on, the hand to my forehead, kind of rubbing through the suit, sort of looking down from what you can tell. That was earlier than normal. Something's off.
You exit your chambers, the doors sliding open. The long sleeping corridor already has some foot traffic and some other staff working about the facility. You appear to be among the last to awaken. Or so you appear to be the last to awaken. People nod or wave as they pass by. It's business as usual.
I'll head to our normal research chamber.
Okay. What the rest of you do as you wake up this lovely day. And I will preface this as well. Once everyone finishes their wake up routine, I will explain the facility as a whole.
Hunther awakens. Curious. They peek their head out into the hall in like a dazed flash and look and see people are leaving, and they're definitely one of the last to awaken. And their head tilts and like corkscrews to the side very deeply. Interesting. I don't normally sleep in. Huh? Time to go await the others. Prepare for the morning and head out.
What about you, Sid? What do you do?
Sid
Sid.
wakes up, reaches to their bedside, grabs a half-eaten meal from the night before. Honestly, she doesn't remember how long it's been there. It's half of a burrito or something. Sits up in bed, starts munching on it. Doesn't think much of the dream because dreams are dreams. Is already thinking of the project that they're working on. Notes continuing from where they left off when they were falling asleep. They eat a couple bites, set it down on the plate, which is amongst several other plates of unfinished food. Stand up, and will just kind of haphazardly throw on not quite a formal outfit, but something. Looks like a mess. And when they finish getting ready and they open the door to the hall, it is with a burst, and they do the same thing they do every morning. She smiles and greets the hallway and whoever is in there with a "Good morning!"
Scientist with like a book stops, looks at you, nods, keeps walking. One of them is like, "Good morning!" as they walk by, and their friend nudges them to keep walking. What about you, Cad?
Cadmus would. Your eyes would get a little brighter, signifying that they are no longer in sentry's rest mode. Their great sword staying outstretched, laying on the ground, with their hands clasped, staring towards the entrance. A sentinel. Staring at the little bird creature down near them, noticing that it is Cleepin. Hello, small creature.
That's all you,
Yes,
Gabe.
things are
Oh, I'm the
bustling.
bird?
You're the bird, bro.
No one will believe you. Kidding.
This is what my real voice sounds like.
Now you know, and no one will believe a thing you said. The bird looks at you. If a bird could drill like a dog does, the bird does that.
It's been lobotomized.
And it just like crawls on top of your head and sits there. Just lays down, little bird feet.
Oh no, I'm Bastion.
Oh god. You see, I guess you would hear and see most of the team that you've been assigned to is already making their way down towards their lab.
Quite bustling this morning. What an interesting transmission. Curious. Urgency matters. Take my sword. Affix it to the locking point in my back. I see you're staying up there, small bird. Now begin to slowly walk my way down into the research area.
Okay. The day, at least for this first day, since you already have discussed the work that was being done for the first bit of this and how much percentage you've gotten through, there won't be much of any scientific, won't be of a science scene for this current moment. This is day one of an upcoming long week of work, as you guys have been given one of the experimental labs as well as one of the arcane testing labs for your personal use. This deep site facility is, to all of your knowledge, an essential component of Iranian science. It has helped develop some of the most influential arcane and physical technological pieces in the current era. Outfitted with a staff of 150, one third of that being enforcers, and the remainder being truth seekers from all walks of life, this location is meant to operate in isolation indefinitely. Fitness wings, gourmet dining halls, entertainment, dozens of labs, and its own personal arcane consciousness. One who has developed a noble personality after spending years working with many of you. This facility has all of these things and so much more. However, as you are heading down the hall, you could use a bit to eat, or at least something to help pick you up, as it is a very sluggish morning, at least by proxy of you waking up last. Luckily, there are a plethora of food and other utility dispensary you can visit on the way to your post.
Food.
If you want to get to the dining hall, they can give you little to-go lunch boxes they make on demand, or you can just stop by one of the little dispensaries or vending machine type faculties and grab something quick.
Green does not eat food. At least anyone that knows him in capacity would believe that he doesn't eat food. But he knows that others do, and he will make his way towards where he thinks other people would be grabbing food. It's whatever mess hall or booth that they frequent.
Head to the dining hall. You see the chef behind the counter is talking like, "Hey, what do you want?" "All right, egg and cheese sandwich with a side of French fries." "Oh, sure, yeah, no problem." Walks away, starts making it. "Here you go. Here's your bag." It's done. Hand it off. "What do you want?" "Oh, okay, yeah, no problem." And you get to the front of the line at this point. Preen, the student goes, "And what do you want?"
Just something to hold. Maybe a cup of water.
"Water. Got it." He goes over, gets you a refreshing glass of temperatured water, and hands you the cup.
The water is the temperature that he knows that I like it. 'Cause
Exactly. That's
I'm
all
a
it is.
regular here.
It is temperatured water, and he hands you the cup. And like a little plastic baggie, a little paper baggie of like a piece of toast or something.
Thank you.
See you next time, Preen.
And you as well.
So you get to the line as well. And you go to line here to go to vending machine Humther.
Humther will get in line.
Morning, Humther. What can I get for you today?
Good morning.
Your
Salted
team.
salmon.
Salted salmon?
Indeed.
Coming right up. As he's cooking. A bit late for your team this morning. I took notice of it. You guys are some of the last to come in.
Yes, it is quite unusual.
Anyways,
We don't normally sleep in.
he's doing all sorts of like cool tricks and shit in the background while you're talking. Like really, really fucking incredible, like, you know, hibachi restaurant type tricks for making the salmon while he's talking casually.
Hey.
Flipping the spatula around, catching it and shit, tossing the egg in his hat.
Hmm.
You don't know why he did it with the egg. There's no egg in your dish, but he tossed it in the hat anyways. It keeps going. Hands you
Just
your
to show.
little to-go box. And this one's for Sid, because she didn't stop by this morning.
Noted, I will deliver it.
Yeah.
Thank
Have a great day.
you as well.
And he shuts the kind of shutter thing of the kitchen at this point, begins to clean up behind the counter. Closed till lunch. And he puts a sign around, walks off.
Top. Is Preen nearby?
Yes, Preen would be sitting sort of uncomfortably close to the end of the line, in a way that would maybe get in the way of some people.
Hello, Preen.
Good morning, Humther. Something feels off today.
You as well. It appears we all. They tilt their head in, slept in. And they come back. How odd.
Truly. I had a curious dream last night. It feels as though I've reawoken, but we're not anywhere near that point in the cycle.
They tilt their head. Reawoken. They tilt it to the other side. Cycle?
I thought I already explained this to you, but reincarnation of sort is the easiest way to convey. Cyclical, but regular, intervaled. This feels early.
Indeed, it might be early. Perhaps premonition.
Perhaps.
They hold up.
Have you seen
lunch
the
bag.
others?
Oh, they hold up the lunch bag for Sid. No, but we know where they will be. I must make a delivery to Sid. Shall you
Well,
accompany me?
Yes.
Ah, wonderful. March, 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 march.
Alright, you all arrive at the lab. We'll say Sid and Kat are already in the lab, relaxing, getting the lab set up for today's work. But you arrive, Sid and Kat, Preen, and Humther walk in.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Hi.
energetic one.
Yes, it's another wonderful day. I already have ideas. I'm excited. Ha. Of note, Sid is short. She's quite short. She is a tiefling, green skin, kind of brown curling horns, very colorful hair, but she's a mess. Probably like one side of her lab coat is like put on more than the other side. She has pulled out what's probably a stale granola bar from one of the pockets and is just kind of gesturing with it as she speaks. You guys know she's been here long enough. This is how she is. She's very nervous energy. She's very chipper and excited to be here. And she's also a creature of habit. So what the chef gave you for her is the same thing that she gets every day and has for the 52 years she has been here. It is the same meal, and it is always the same meal, which is a single slice of French toast with the sunny side up egg on top.
That's what
Um,
I get from.
Yeah.
Undiagnosed autism.
Correct, yes. She is very autistic.
She's so mean.
She is very autistic. She's the kind of person where she has the energy of someone who probably graduated from academy very early because she's real fucking smart, but does not social stuff is not her thing. She has no interest. She exists in her brain. So probably also she greets Sunspot every single day. And is like chatters with the consciousness.
Oh yeah, by all means, you can talk to him. He's always around. You gotta say his name. He'll pop in your head.
Probably on her way to the lab, it would have been like, "Good morning, Sunspot."
Good morning, Sid. Nice talking to you.
Always. How are you today?
I'm just doing mighty peachy, just getting everything ordered for today's experiments and whatever's being done in the lab. So,
Is there anything exciting today? Anything new?
nothing I can tell you. All the labs are private, Sid. I can't tell you what other people are doing right away.
One day I might catch you off guard, and that will be kind of fun.
That'd be interesting. I'd be interested to see that for sure. You can catch me off guard. I'll expedite an order of anything you want from the Corps. How about that?
Yes, I'll do it someday. Maybe I'll get the others' help on it. We'll see.
I look forward to it. Well, I'm back to it. Enjoy your day.
Bye, Sunspot.
The warm fade in the back of your mind subsides.
That is a habit that needs to be done every day, regardless of the time. So she is now in the lab, gesticulating with the granola bar, already working on something very messy.
Good morning.
Hello.
I'll call over DA. Come, DA.
Like flutters at it. I think capture the movement properly with this motherfucker.
I can see your little mouse doing it at least.
Yeah, this is how he's flying. that's how he's flying over.
That's good. That's good.
I'll hand the bagged lunch to DA and gesture for it to fly over to Sid, but then also turn to Cad and say, "Thank you for watching over it. Was your watch quiet?" Cad is zoned out.
Just white noise.
He's in asleep.
No?
Oh,
Oh.
Richard was talking to you.
Sorry, I zoned the fuck out for a second.
Yeah, I figured you must have. It's okay. I give you pat. Was your watch quiet?
Generally, it was quiet. Though the premonition was interesting. I assume all of you had that, as I do not normally have dreams.
You as well.
Premonition. What do you mean? What do you mean?
The little bird arrives with your lunch. Dream.
Grabs the little bag. Her tail kind of swishes, and she immediately opens it. Granola bar is forgotten, probably set on the counter. She goes to munch on.
Oh, I would have assumed that she just literally noticed, oh, bag full of food, drops granola bar where it was in her hand, and it just clatters to the floor.
On the table, probably.
Queen would look to Cad, seeing someone else acknowledge the dream after Humpther, and for those who have known Preen for a little bit, he is definitely shorter than normal. Not like a great deal, but he's definitely like 6 inches shorter than he normally is. The suit that he's wearing has a little bit more slack to it. So he's right now about 5'8" or so. And there is some looseness to the suit that he wears. And he turns his face towards Cad. Goes, yes, I did have this experience as well. Felt like I was awaking again. It's early, and that concerns me.
I see. This awakening you speak of, it is a scheduled event.
Yes, cyclical, repetitive, but scheduled nonetheless.
Understandable.
Whatever that dream was, triggered it earlier.
The dream! Oh, yes, we all had that.
That would.
Was it about running? And going to the solar ring?
I
Yes.
remember.
Exactly that, yes.
Ooh, fun. That means it wasn't just a dream. I assumed it was. Notes, okay. She sets down the box and grabs a sheaf of papers that already has notes on it and just starts writing on it about the dream. Details. Important. Why did we all have it? I wonder if it's related to our research?
I am not capable of having traditional dreams as quite a few of you are.
What did it feel like?
Like I said, more like a premonition or an understanding, like being put into a future, seeing a future rather than while still being in the past.
You felt it was about time, then? It felt time related.
I do.
Notes.
I believe that something is coming, and we are going to be needed. Could involve our research. Perhaps today is a day of great revelation.
Breakthroughs. That would be awesome. Fantastic. I don't know why we would all have the same dream, but that's That's fun. That's new. I've not had that happen before. That's very cool. Very.
It is
Okay.
very fascinating. And is this what you would describe as a dream?
Well, normally dreams aren't really shared. It did have quite a bit of detail for a dream. Normally dreams are sort of just little blurry fragments, depending. This one was quite linear. Yes, had lots of detail.
I've heard some
Very
people
vivid.
describe their most dreams as like nonsensical, fantastical. A lot of weird things, like when I was serving, people would describe to me, and my fellow soldiers would describe to me, having dreams of sexual intercourse with various beings.
Yes, I've had those.
Fascinating.
Funny. Yes, they're often nonsense wishes, fears, things like that.
Fear ones are called nightmares, correct?
Yeah. Very good. That is what they're called. Depending, it could be a nightmare or a night terror, but night terror is a little different. Those usually happen as when you're very young, but also can persist depending on the mentality of the subject, or not the subject. Sorry, that's a little unkind. The person, yes.
I see. And I think most of you who are aware with my design and others who may have my design would understand that I also do not sleep in the same way that you do. So the idea of a dream, for me, is fundamentally impossible.
Well, apparently not, since it happened. Unless you mean it was not a dream and something else.
That is my assumption, that is not a dream, and I do believe that part of our research, even if just a slight understanding, should tend toward that topic today. Possibly even working it in with our own research to see if it's something that could line up.
We always could. Well, why don't we, Sunspot?
A little warm dot appears feels in the back of your head, spreading. Yeah, what's up, Sid? How can I help?
Hi. So, all of us here, the Omega team, we had apparently all the same vision last night, including Catamus, which is possibly impossible because Catamus does not have dreams, so it wasn't a dream. But you were in it. Do you remember being with us at all last night? Were we all in the solar ring at all yesterday? Or between? Okay.
I know most of this place, but no, I'm technically always with you guys most of the day. You just gotta ask for me and I'll become prevalent, but none of y'all did the solar ring last
Make an
night.
announcement?
And an hour for the potentate? Like, I don't know they gotta miss something like that.
There wasn't an announcement from the potentate last night or anything like that?
No chance of that happening.
Did you have any strange visions last night?
Visions.
Today?
Visions? No, not. I don't really have visions. The strange thing happened to me today is hearing you all had a shared dream, including one of the. Cat and the Warforged aren't. They're not designed to have dreams. So that's the strange thing happened to me, I'd say, in my opinion. If they can't dream, I can't dream.
Well, that's why I asked, because if they can't, but they did, then what if you did too? So it's worth asking, you see.
Well, they're a bit different than us. Not in like a grand scheme of things, but just in a connected way. Like, because I'm always attached to the Matrix, I don't really have to rest, so there's not really a chance for me to dream ever.
Okay, that's true.
So,
Even if I could have had a dream, I wouldn't notice it because I wouldn't have been in bed last night like you all were.
Oh, that's very true. Yes.
Oh,
Sunspot,
what's up, Hunter?
have you been deactivated recently, or are scheduled to be deactivated? in the coming days.
Don't do that to me, I'm afraid. I'm locked down tight in the solar ring. That's my place right there. If they want to shut me down, they have to come in there themselves and do it.
Interesting.
But they usually don't shut down an arcane consciousness. That's not how things work. Unless I'm in a whole heap of trouble with the voice of Radness, then they might kind of, pull me away for a bit, put me in the proverbial timeout for us, which is just being locked in the Matrix to catalog things. Ugh.
Just to check, do you still have access to the rest of the matrices, the consciousnesses, the
Absolutely.
You still feel them?
Oh, yep. Clear as day they're here. I'm usually I'm usually on a personal network in here, but whenever I want to tap into it.
So the matrix is still there?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. Interesting. Oh.
Well, that's all I got for me. I was gonna make anything else anyways, but all of your workstations are officially getting powered on right about now, so have a good day at work.
Thank you. Wait. I have one more request for you.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Never mind.
All right, if you need anything, you just shout my name and I'll be there.
Okay.
Sunspot.
Yeah, what's up? How can I help you, Cad?
I have a more different question that I'm not sure that if you have the answer to. But I would like to ask anyway.
What can I do for you?
Were the remains of Chaos ever secured?
I do believe they were. I mean, I don't have lots of eyes above ground. That's not my jurisdiction, but since they won the battle above ground, I'm pretty sure all the bodies that were there were recovered, sent back to where they belonged. I'm guessing your pal Chaos was sent back to the core, most likely.
That would make sense. Is it possible for you to relay a message to any?
Yeah, absolutely. Who did I message to?
Any of my former battalion, to tell them that I am alive and well.
Well, according to my knowledge, most of the people that were in Chaos' Pacific Regiment or battalion were wiped out. The Legion you're a part of is still up and running, but Chaos' boys didn't have such a good time on that front.
Is Iovitas still around?
Yeah, absolutely.
Relay her to her that our research continues and my directive has remained the same.
Of course. Absolutely. You got it.
Thank you.
Well, everyone, good luck with your work. I'll talk to you in the future.
Farewell.
Thank you, Sunspot.
The warm
I would like to-
fades from all your minds.
I would like to point out, with a little bit of understanding, Gadamus, is that their robotic body is, the metal plating is severely scarred, and there are heat fractures that kind of go throughout it, and I have subtle lines that kind of breach through it, and my optical sensors in my eyes, occasionally they'll glitch out and flicker as if damaged.
Peculiar.
The whole room begins to kind of get another layer of light to it as these small geometrical lines that go through the walls and in different stations begin to fill with energy, this amethyst glow throughout the entire building.
Well, premonition or not, our tardiness is absolute. We should get back to our breakthroughs.
This was the color from the vision. Amethyst.
Amethyst. It is. Curious. They tilt their head abnormally to one side.
Who requires the most aid in the research today?
Well, I always have plenty of work if you want to help. But I also have, No, yes, you could help me. Sure.
Sounds good to me. I am willing to help.
Miss, do you know anything about our subject of research? Do you have any thoughts now that you've been here for about a month?
Curious, to say the least. I do believe as this was the voted upon thing from the the thoughts on the mortal frame and magic are quite interesting, especially for someone such as myself, as magic being tied to my very creation.
Are you able to use magic yourself?
Yes. I have.
Well, my apologies. Go.
Oh, I have multiple abilities to be able to heal and harm, and also bolster my allies.
Yes. So where does that start in your frame? Do you think? That's part of what our research is about. But when you cast, where do you feel it begin?
Hunther is now craning their neck in the direction of this conversation, and their eyes are glued to different parts of Cadmus's body now.
I generally feel things into more of my core, in my chest. That is where I feel the most pull and the source of my strength.
In your
Dean will
chest.
have a collection of tools, sort of like an old-timey butcher, but more mechanically inspired. And he has his hand on a wrench, as he's also now listening in on this conversation.
Curious.
So your chest. Would you say that when you start to cast, the chest is the first thing you feel, or is it that you're thinking of the magic first, or is it intent?
I feel it as though more of my intent and what I want to do. But I feel it in my chest whenever I make the distinction to use it.
So you think it first?
Thinking is the wrong word. I know what my intentions are.
Does the intent start in the mind, or the heart, or your core?
I don't have a heart, so I would say my core.
What is your core?
To me, it is the large magical object that embeds into my chest, that keeps me powered on and functioning, regardless of the weather, time, or day.
Bit like a heart, then.
Fundamentally,
Do you
yes.
think, as an experiment, you could perhaps cast for us while we take a look inside of you?
Yes, Preen, that was going to be my next question. If we could do that, that would be fantastic. If you wouldn't mind these things.
I have a suggestion that may help. They motion for DA to come fly over to their taloned hand and let DA just stand upon their talon. And then they tilt their head and look at Cad. You may use whatever magic you have on DA. We will watch.
And that can be done.
What happened to DA? What happened to DA? Why is it red? Why is it red?
Our word red.
Red 40.
What do you do?
I would look at DA.
It's a little bird, little puffball.
And I would just cast Command. And I... The DC is,
He's gonna fail. It's a dumb bird. I'm not gonna have this fucking bird roll this shit.
Yeah, no, he would choose to fail regardless. He's a dumb animal.
Yeah. It's a wisdom save, so it'd be 13, but yeah.
Alright, science team, roll me Arcana. And what is
I was
your
gonna
command?
say, I think all of us are currently.
Since you're all doing it, I'll give you all the advantage.
Yeah, all of us are like looking real closely.
And I would tell the bird to sleep.
Hits the ground.
Bullshit.
We work with the science team.
No, I'm with the science team.
Team.
Wow, you know, for my. That's actually something I'm trained in. +5 don't fucking matter.
My proficiency's still fucked. That
Oh, is
should
it?
technically be a 15.
Okay, what's
I don't know how to fix my proficiency.
Mine is
Yep,
accurately
that's
displaying
it.
my -1.
Features. Oh, I didn't give you the class. Hang on, let me give you your class. Class. Survivor. Done.
Oh, yay!
Level 2.
Thank you, Gabe.
There you go, you're all set. Let me change up your group's average now. The group. Fam.
Yep.
With a group average of 14, looking into Cad's core as the full cast. Firstly, I don't have a color scheme for the different schools of magic yet, but the color changes firstly on the core, and then you watch as like these small, it can be like wires that run through like the palm, up the forearm, into the chest, towards this core. All the power pulls from the outside going into the core, almost like siphoning inwards, and then the color shift that's in the center changes and washes back out in all the different veins. The color of the core begins to pull the veins instead, and as the command is spoken, the bird hits the ground, but the color is now changed in the core for a brief moment before it returns back to that same almost dull kind of white glow that it was previously before.
Ah, peculiar.
Sid is already diagramming, making like furious scribbles.
I have other things that are more dangerous, that are specifically for combat as well.
Well, hopefully we'll never need to see those.
Bird will stack up.
But we could perhaps use it on something. I'm sure they could requisition us. Maybe
A testing
resources
dummy.
for that. Yes, a testing dummy. Yes, thank you. I forgot the word.
I can also make some of your abilities better.
Wait. Apologies. Somebody was talking to me in my brain a moment. You may use DA, if you wish. It is not an intelligent life form. It exists for me, and I can always call upon it.
Would it be a familiar?
Yes.
I see.
Yes, I've seen DA explode several times.
Yes.
Does it somewhat regularly. It's quite a sight.
Sometimes it's like a... What do they call it?
Balloon.
Ah, a balloon. And like
Confetti.
a stress ball.
Stress balls are good.
I like how you're changing the color of it. She picks it back up with her talon and holds DA back in her hand. Go on.
Would stand back I would unsheath my sword.
Sword.
For all of you in the lab,
Sword.
You guys don't have a weapon in this lab other than what the enforcers carry. They're swords. It's like, whoa, fucking sword.
Yeah, whoa!
It's a big ass sword too.
Enforcers have their batons and their repeating crossbows that shoot out the magic missiles, but no one cares about. Only soldiers care around things large enough for outside combat. Because they'll have the close courses. You're like, what's that big fucking sword?
Yeah. Sid's probably like, that is incredibly large. Wow! Who would ever need something that large?
It's just like those weird sex dreams.
It was meant for
Maybe some of them.
fire giants.
Fire giant. You fought fire giants?
Partially. I was told to remain. I fought some, but was told to remain. I was under chaos.
That sausage is done.
Oh, is it? Okay. I'll come up and get some soon.
Time to go.
Okay.
Scrubbing time.
Seems Cat is talking to the voice in there.
Good sausage.
It seems we all have voices.
But it is I served under chaos, and who serves under Eovital.
Okay, I wanted to ask you. So you served under Chaos, and Chaos serves under Commandant Iovitus, which means that in some way you were connected to a certain other researcher. Did you ever meet a researcher by the name of Ishmael?
I look at the camera.
He was on the ship. he was on Sky Splitter for a brief amount of time. He was there working with Maury. This is lore accurate. He was there. He would have met Ishmael.
Was it? I'm trying to remember who was Ishmael.
Ishmael was the dude working on constructs.
He's the one that made the next step for Warforged for the mechanoids. Here he is. Ding. He has no token circle because he's old.
Old school. Look at him, Ishmael.
I don't see him. There's nothing there for me.
What?
I see him.
Browser is broken.
I do this.
Still don't see it.
What is going on?
Ah!
How's the Ishmael?
Is
here, too?
lore accurate?
I don't see you.
There we go. It worked. I have to basically just double click the refresh button. Oh, that's right. Ishmael's a cutie. That's right. Very serving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I did meet them briefly, yes.
You did. Now, everyone on this research team who's been here long enough knows that Sid has had a long-standing crush on Ishmael from afar as like a fangirl thing, but she's asked Sunspot about him. She takes any opportunity. If there are visitors from above, she will ask about him. You see her just bristle with energy, and she goes, "What was he like? Did you talk to him?"
Somebody find Sid a magic wand.
Oh my god. I mean,
That'd be a
what you
whole
saw,
new world.
he was a very attentive researcher that helped Maury create a nanite bot swarm to help go through their Aegis tunnels. Very proficient in terms of technology and specifically like mechanical technology.
He was very intelligent.
He's
He
so
made
smart.
a nanobot swarm to go through Aegis tunnels.
It's incredible.
Very
Maybe one day I'll be able to talk to him. Maybe, do you think one day he might visit here? That would be incredible.
do not know.
Surely there is some kind of sending spell you could use.
Well, you see, I've asked Sunspot before to contact him or send a message.
And
But there must be some sort of a block or something, because I've never received a response back.
Right.
oh
Oh,
dear.
I mean, it could be lost in transit somewhere along, there's so many pathways of the consciousnesses, and
Yes, I'm sure it's.
Whatever you must tell yourself.
well, what do you mean by that?
I shoot a look at Humbler. I'm wearing a mask, but you can tell I'm shooting you a look. Just like,
I'm sure it's stuck in processing.
perhaps he's in another plane.
No, I don't think so, but I admire him so much. He's so smart. And his work on mechanical subjects and just mechanoids in general, on his research breakthroughs. Incredible, really. I really would like to meet him someday. Maybe if we finish this research, that would be quite fun. I saw him once from afar. He's so handsome.
Like you said, when we finish this research.
They're almost squeezing DA at this point.
Eyes are popping out a little bit.
Now,
It doesn't breathe though, so it's just sitting there staring.
shall we get back on track?
Oh, I'm always on track. I'm thinking about multiple things at once right now, but Ishmael is often at the forefront. It really depends on the day. But right now, it's there. But then also here's our research. You see, they're very close together.
Yes, I understand.
I can only
Perhaps-
think about one thing at once.
Oh,
Does that happen to be magic when you cast it?
oh, you just steered us back on track. I see what you did. Yes, that's very good.
Yes, that would be correct.
Will you do us the favor of...
They unsqueeze the bird and hold it up.
Virgo and it's fine again.
So we may observe how your mind and magic work?
Put it on
Green
the
will take
ground.
a very large stride towards Cadamus. We got to see what your core looks like when you cast. But if this magic comes from your mind, perhaps we could take a peek in there as well.
I can guarantee that this specific magic that I am doing right now does not come from my mind.
I'm trying to keep thinking.
Where do you think it does come from?
This one comes from my oath.
Oath. You have an oath.
I do.
You have mentioned this before. That's right. Yes.
It is part of the reason why I am here.
Right. Good. Very good. Okay. So if it comes from your oath, well then that does beg the question still. If it is invoked by your oath, then where is the oath?
I feel my oath in here, and my oath is to enduring duty.
Green has his hands clasped together, palms together, in front of his mouth, just getting as close as Cad will allow him as this
I have no
magic
concept
is
of this.
being prepared to cast.
Cadamus has no concept of personal space, or like if somebody being right in their face would not bother them at all. The only
You
thing
hear
that will-
you hear a small tink as the glass of my face shield comes and hits the back of your skull.
Do be careful though, as I am going to be swinging this weapon, and it has a very large radius.
Fun. Yes.
Not to mention, I do fear that with the fuel of the smite, that it could kill you if you are hit by it.
A smite. Ooh, fancy.
So I will grab my greatsword, and I would love to do this with my hands, but I cannot lift my arms like above my shoulders. So, so I will describe it as best in detail. Cadamus will raise their arms, look to make sure that everyone is mostly cleared out of the way, as I'm gonna be swinging a big sword.
Hunter has moved. They're holding the bird on their talon, just out in front of you.
Please place the bird on the ground.
I think I can better study from this angle.
No, but the sword could hit you, Humpther.
I trust Cadamus will not miss their mark.
I do not. This sword is not meant to be precise.
They tilt their head.
Then why?
Just put the bird down.
It is meant to be a defensive tool to clear large areas at once.
See?
I was not built for mainline combat. I am a sentinel.
They merely tilt their hand so the bird falls onto the ground and bounces like a little plush, and then they take a few steps back.
Stands back up. It's got a missing tooth now. Gap in its teeth. Black eye.
Mason feels bad, but Cadamus is fully understands that, hey, this is a familiar. This does not actually harm it. Mason's like,
So you're just using smite for your attack?
Yeah, I'm using because I'm using the new rules and stuff. I'm using my at level 2 my once per day divine smite that does not use my spell slot.
Oh.
Did Survivor get smite?
Survivor has smite?
Doom. Dwayne Johnson eyebrow raise.
If you're a disciple, you do get a first level.
Eyebrow raise reverse.
Spell, so you know.
Oh.
Yeah, the UL watch. Everyone roll me Arcana again at advantage. Don't make the attack. The bird is.
Yeah.
The bird accepts its fate.
Yeah, the bird's not gonna
Fucked
move.
up somehow.
Did you make a level 2
Dice hit
talent?
my dice.
No matter.
Dice hit my dice. You fucked up my roll. Hold on, Humpter. Give me that Arcana roll at advantage.
Arcana.
Okay.
I'm great at these. At advantage again?
Yep.
Advantage. Advantage.
Ooh. With a bit more clarity, you'll watch as the last one was a spell that had an effect that leaned from, and it had that draw inwards. You watch as the core pulses, like a bright, it's like a radiant orange, golden, as same as the blade. As you watch the core pulse, it passes through up one arm where the blade is being held directly, as opposed to going through all the things. The light is not pulled out this time from the extremity. It is instead pushing extra in up through the arm. You watch the light that goes from the arm up, reach the blade, and spread across it as it hits the bird. And there is no bird.
Ooh. Back to diagramming.
So from the cord to the arms, to the sword, to the bird.
As opposed to before, it was from all limbs to the core, then back up to the limbs again. This one is just core to arms to bird to sword.
So for your magic, you siphon from the parts, maybe particles around you, but for that oath, it started in your core. Peculiar.
Well, no, that would make sense. Oaths. Can I assume you are a paladin, of some kind?
Cat explodes.
No, I'm just realizing I fucked up.
That's fine.
That's okay. It gave us RP. It gave us RP.
It's fine. It's even better. It makes it fun. It's all chill. It makes it
Mm-hmm.
fun. I mean, you're our soldier also, so this works. This works too, because you are a
Okay.
soldier.
Yeah, it checks out.
You're surrounded by a bunch of nerds, though. Just keep in mind, you are on a bunch of nerds that have like a maximum of 10 hit points. I'm pretty sure.
You know, it really would kind of make sense though. Like even with everything, like I'm trying.
You can have an oath and not be a paladin. You can just...
I keep the paladin stuff because like that kind of ties into like the entire backstory.
No, you're good. It's fine. No worries.
Mason playing a paladin warforged daring today.
my God.
I've actually never played a paladin Warforged.
Ooh.
I was
Get fucked,
supposed to.
Richard. Get fucked.
I was supposed to. The reason why I'm playing this is because I didn't get to play Chaos.
In this chaos.
So Sid does ask you, like, oh, you have an oath. Can I assume you're a paladin of some kind?
Of sorts, yes, that would be a correct assumption. I fell under Chaos's unit, and I would say most of those people, those soldiers, were either fighters or paladins.
Okay, so that does make sense then. Yes, you have an oath. The oath is deeply important to you. I suppose if you were made of flesh and blood, like I am, like most of us are, then that oath would be core to yourself, your personal self, and thus it starting in your core. Because maybe that is where your oath is stored in the core, in the programming or something. That would make sense that one began in the core and flowed outward. Yes.
Yes, it is very much part of my initial design. My oath in itself could be rendered down to the full understanding of the conceptual principle of enduring duty.
Interesting.
My oath follows directly what my orders are.
Interesting.
Because you were given orders, you can now cast powerful magic.
Yes.
Would it be that the words given to you from the order bestow you with magic?
Generally, yes. They can be changed as well depending on my orders. As I am now doing research, therefore, in some cases I still have my primary directives, which of course is to protect.
Are we able to give you orders?
You are not.
Well, that's a shame because we could test it. I'm now wondering if the source here is from the orders themselves transferred into you, or whether they begin in you in the first place. Is there some sort of connection that we are missing or not? I'm not sure.
You would have to be either Iovitas or Chaos. And now, unfortunately, just Iovitas.
Well, I don't really have a direct connection to her. She's sort of a big deal. Also, I think she's very scary.
I have heard that from others, that she is quite frightening.
Terrifying would be the
Yes,
word I would use.
I've only seen pictures and recordings. Not a fan. Very frightening. Yes, so I don't have a way to contact her to have her give you orders.
I admire her in every way, but she is my commanding. But Chaos always spoke very highly of her. Then she was a very strong and willed and driven officer.
Well, she does help our grand empire, so there is that. Hooray, Radness and all. Yes. Well, that's a shame then. We can't test the giving orders thing.
We can, as my orders are. With the following, I have an ability to steer what the parameters of those orders are as long as I fall to it, which is why I am a researcher now.
Oh, okay. Sid looks at her compatriots and goes, well then what should we do here? Do we think we can test it with
Does
shifting of parameters or something?
Does Preen know if Sid can cast spells?
Yes, she can.
Okay. Well, we could try something else. And he'll put down his wrench and pick up, like, classic Victorian era, like, saw blade.
Okay.
What are you gonna do with that?
We know that the core is where Cad's magic comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Where does yours come from?
Oh, well, I've thought about this one a lot. You see, I part of the reason I was assigned to this facility is because I made a little bit of an advancement in minor concept, very small concept, harnessing faith as a concept.
Nice tie-in.
I think well, you could test it if you like. I've done this personally on myself many times, but I'm happy to do it again. I think personally it comes from my my love of our dear country, but perhaps I could be wrong. I don't know.
And your love comes from your mind or your heart?
Heart was my first guess.
Perhaps we could find some sort of magical dye that would indicate where this arcana stems. And DM, I'd like to just shuffle around my workspace and see if I have like they use like
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
iodine or like radiology indicators so that you can see it under an X-ray. Is there anything like that I could use to inject into Sid that would illuminate in some capacity to show where
magic iodine?
Yeah.
Magic iodine.
I've seen that stuff. I had to have a injection before.
Yeah.
Type of
The
dye.
indicator. The
Really
indicator.
fucking interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
And sometimes you pee it out, and that's also really weird. You get very confused on why your
I
pee's
will
green.
say nothing at the current moment because your lab is set up very particular to what you're researching. So unless you request, I mean, you can request, of course, from the medical team in the facility from Sunspot, and it can be delivered here for like after lunch or dinner. However, for the time being, it wouldn't just be on hand currently.
Okay, I'll pick up a random vial.
Okay. Wait a minute.
And like my picture would suggest, sort of hold it up to the light, shake it a bit, see how many bubbles, and like do a little ding ding, like flick it, just see.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
It's fucking glowy.
Oh, this might work.
Like a nice, like greenish purple glow to it, almost like shifting between the two hues.
I'll look at the cap and there'd probably be like skull and crossbones drawn in Sharpie that's been smudged. But you could definitely tell at one point it was a skull and crossbones. This would indicate something in your bloodstream.
Well, I'm certainly willing to try. That's what healing and the med bay are for, right?
Exactly.
No one's about to really die in this. No one's about to die in the study hall areas of this like lab.
Comically large, like 2-gauge needle, like a Halloween costume needle.
So you all do have Death Ward on by proxy being in this lab, and you're kind of experienced everyone this lab does. So unless it insta kills you and ignores the 0 hit point thing, you do have a 1 chance.
40 damage. Yeah, I will puncture the cork with this massive needle and draw it up in the syringe as much as I can, and do another couple flicks, make sure the bubble's out.
Yeah.
Now where to inject?
Roll medicine.
Where's the medicine? There you go.
Ooh!
Oh!
With the needle this large, just kind of stab him like right in the stomach.
It'd probably be best as a catheter right into the leg, into the femoral artery.
Somewhere where we'll get the blood flowing somewhere it'll hit the bloodstream as fast as possible would be your best bet for what you're trying to use right now. So, yeah, any major artery, any larger veins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, right into the carotid artery.
Oh, I mean, you can.
Right into your neck.
You can if you want to. You run on that 20. I allow you to inject anywhere you believe would be the best.
So you think this may be from your heart, but perhaps from your mind.
I think it depends on the type of magic, but like I said, yes, we can test.
Difference. And I'll walk up and needle in my right hand, sort of palm facing outward, go like right under the chin and lift their neck up and look at the jugular.
Sid,
This
being
would
a seasoned
split
researcher,
difference.
looks over at Humther and says, "Humther, don't let me look at the needle."
Okay. Look over there. They point.
Don't let me look. Please don't let me look. I don't want to see it.
There's
And
a
I will
minor illusion in your face of just darkness.
I will count down from 3. 1. Sorry. Scratch it. 3, 2, and then on 2, I'm gonna put it directly into the venous jugular.
Hey, fuck!
Roll me a
Ow!
con save.
Over the course of this,
It's like ripping off a band-aid.
like the past 10-15 minutes, Humther and their unseen servant have been documenting and drawing
6.
every interaction like a comic.
There's like a brief surge through your body, like all the arcane prowess you have in your body is bumped to like 11. Like this
Oh.
it's almost like having haste, but specifically just for magic, and you feel like there's like an infinite amount of mana you could use, arcane energy you could use in this moment, and then your
Holy
stomach
shit,
hurts
wow.
really bad. Like
Oh.
it's like a sinking, like you feel nauseous, but you can't really throw up. Like and it just
Try
sits there. It's just that pit sits there, and all the energy is gone, and you just feel bad.
Try
Humther.
casting something.
Humther, I
Yes,
feel
cast a
like
spell.
shit.
Cast a spell.
Preen, did you miss?
No, right on the money.
This is my own experience with having a bad fucking IV done to me, so you're welcome.
Oh, it doesn't feel good.
Remember that, right,
This feels
Spencer?
very
I tapped
bad.
out for an entire night because I had a bad IV, or that right, Spencer?
Yeah.
This is the
Dude,
exact
I
I felt.
They were fishing on one arm, and I looked, and they couldn't find it, and they had to go to the other arm. I almost passed out.
It's bad. It's terrible.
I remember you getting that vitamin pack and just
Yep.
throwing
That
your guts
fucks me up for like a day and a half.
Preen, this sucks.
What did you
Cast something. Cast something. Let's see. Let's see if it works.
You want me to? Okay. Here we go. Let's she like snaps and is to scientifically record what's going on, is going to cast Encode Thoughts.
Let me see.
And is going to try to preserve, like, pull a memory.
Let's see here. I will say with Encode Thoughts. Whatever memory.
How are we comparing with the other party with buffoonery?
10. 10 out of 10 of the buffoonery. I will say, this is for the sake of just this being done, at this brief moment, you can pull any thoughts from any mind around you currently.
Okay, so Preen, you're going like, cast something, and she goes, tummy hurty, ow, but will cast in like Encode Thoughts, and is going to as a comfort, try to pull a memory of Ishmael from Cadamus.
Oh my god.
You all,
Oh my
because
god.
thought trains are tangible, you all see like the strand being pulled from Cadamus's mind towards Sid, and for everyone it's like a faint like flicker outline of Ishmael being pulled from the mind into a small thread that then pulls over into your hand, Sid, and you have an exact memory of Ishmael from Cad's mind.
Oh,
The
he's so
thread.
pretty.
Is the thread the same color
And I'll
as
say after
the
you do
injection?
that, the pain subsides a little bit. It's almost like it's a bit more. It's gone now. It's like fading away a
Oh,
little bit.
good.
Not fully gone.
Oh, good.
But it's mostly gone now.
The string that you said, is that the same color as what I injected?
Yes. I'll say it's the same color as Sid's normal magic spells with a bit of that tinge, almost like an overlay to like a film. The potion, you realize now that you had injected was like it was a potion meant to help restore loss of like arcane abilities. Like it's meant to basically restore spell slots. But by giving it right into the blood, she just gave her like a double dose of magic. So she had like twice the magic reserve to use, but her body just couldn't handle it. It seems. So you just get a really bad tummy ache because I guess the magic is stored in the tummy.
Well, that's the only thing for Sid.
That's the only thing you get with it is the magic is stored in the tummy because it felt a lot better after you cast the spell.
Well, no, for those observing Sid, when she casts the spell, did they see the string form? Did it start in her mind?
It started
Did
from
start
Cad's
where?
mind.
From Cad's mind,
Yeah,
the
you
magic
pulled-
started there,
You pulled the
even though
thought-
she's the one casting.
The spell was enhanced greatly by having this like almost this double potency of raw power to use. The potency was doubled, it seemed.
Well,
This one
how'd
comes
it go?
from the mind. Oh, spectacular! It's whatever that solution was. It painted the perfect picture of where your magic
It
was
painted a
drawn.
wonderful picture for me too. Also, it hurt like hell. Want to do it again?
I would love to. And I will just sprint over and grab whatever little vials I can grab.
For the sake of timing, we'll end the scene there.
Yeah, I want to say probably the rest of the research day goes something like that.
Stabbing directly into your jugular.
The day proceeds as normal. The routine hasn't changed much. Work, lounge, work some more. They even bounce between, of course, the Experimental Lab 1 and the Magic Research Laboratory 2, which the names themselves and numbers don't matter. There's multiple each lab. Of all the teams, you and Gamma 1 are the two teams closest to a breakthrough. But it's important to note that every team is exceptional. They'd be considered age-defining minds and geniuses anywhere else. But in Radness, that's the norm for a truth seeker. You need to be beyond genius to prevail. It's time for dinner.
It's time for soup.
So,
Can we take just like a 2-minute break for me to go grab my laundry from the dryer so
Oh,
that
yeah.
people don't take it?
absolutely.
I will go grab the sausage.
And I'm gonna
I will
grab my
be
food as
right
well.
back.
We'll come back at 9:19 to give you.
Hey, that's like an hour from now.
That's 2.5 hours for me. We get a long break.
Where's my notes
How
at?
do we tell Sid that who the receiver of the sending spell does not have to reply.
No.
How do we break that?
Don't break that news to her. Don't break that news to ever. Let her live in harmony, in peace. All right.
See, and Cad would be like, why would someone not reply to somebody? That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, actually. That's why it must have gotten lost on, like, the ethereal waves.
The dining hall.
Bad signal.
The dining
Bring
hall.
me my bird back! Bring me my bird back!
It's Dad! I killed it!
I recast Find Familiar!
Okay.
And it's chilling with
Okay.
Cat on their shoulder the whole time now.
Oh, whoa!
A little bigger than I intended.
My bad.
Full of
I've
cereal.
had dreams like that, too.
Alright, here I go. He's actually smaller than you remember him being this time.
Hey, man.
Well, we were talking about bird inflation a bit ago while you guys were gone.
Anyways, the dining hall is packed. You spot the table you share with Gamma, with Gamma 1 just across the room.
I execute all of them.
Yeah, Gamma 1's there chilling. They're at the table. Correction. There are people at the table. They share with Gamma 1.
I execute all of them.
Shall we dine?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Grab
Green
your
will go to the water fountain and get 1 cup of water and reserve the spot at the table for the other 3.
You sit down, Preen.
I sit at the edge of the table and just kind of stare.
Right, the table goes. Hey there, Preen. Hey there, Cat. How y'all doing today? Good research today?
Most definitely, yes.
That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We've had some pretty impressive shit today to ourselves. Perhaps we'll compare notes one of these days. The 2 frontrunners gotta share information
I don't-
now and again.
I don't think so. No.
Why is that?
Wouldn't want any cross-contamination.
No, understandable, understandable. Sid and I'm gonna do Hamther just now. Hamther. Sid and
Hamther.
Humther. You get your little lunch boxes, your little trays, whatever you have, to food, and have a seat across the table from.
Is already eating on the way back, and it's definitely the same way that I've been doing, where I'm like,
What is it? It's important to note though that typically you do
Right.
share a table with Gamma 1. However, it's a different group of people sitting at the table right now that is comprising the entire side where Gamma 1 typically sits.
So it's
I'm
not Gamma 1.
It is not.
Are they
Gamma 1.
familiar in
They
any
are
way?
not there.
You have no clue who these people are. Like, actually know who these people are. Not a day in your life you see these people.
Sid stops them, creature of habit, looks and goes, who?
You're
Where
not supposed
is-
to be here.
The others. Gamma 1?
Yeah, we're right here. What's up?
They
What?
crane their head.
You're not Gamma 1.
You are not Gamma 1.
You're different.
They team each other. You guys feeling okay? Is there anything into your heads?
You're not Gamma 1.
They pull up their little ID badges and they all have the exact same thing. Their name, a little picture of them, and the Gamma 1 tag underneath.
We're
Is the
Was
only
Gamma
thing
1
that's
all
different is the
replaced?
appearance?
Replaced. We've been here for months.
Man.
You most certainly have not. I would have noticed.
We all can look at each other again, put the IDs down. What is your topic of research, Omega 5? Are you sure you're alright? Nothing happened to your head in your last experiments today?
Maybe we should cross the streams of research and...
No,
perform
no, no,
some
no. We don't talk
experimentation.
about our research to people we don't know.
No, no, no. Not tell them what it is. Just perform it. More needles. More magic.
I don't.
Preferably not at lunch. We want to eat our meals first before we go to work, so...
Good thing we're eating dinner.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Preferably not at dinner. My bad. Preferably not at dinner. thank you. I fucked up.
Oh no, guys, we're in a backwards world where they call lunch dinner.
They're all...
dinner
I mean,
lunch.
he's Australian after all.
Everything's upside down there.
Sid is looking more agitated. She goes, "You're not Gamma 1. I've been here for 52 years. No, I've never seen any of you."
Alright, I mean, this is some kind of funny prank you're pulling. Do you appreciate it?
It is
but-
not a funny prank. I don't know who you are. I am not making a joke. I am being very serious.
Yeah, does anyone here look familiar?
Yeah, everyone else is familiar.
Everyone else in the room?
Yeah, every single other person you see looks fairly familiar. You've either seen them in passing or have talked to them personally.
Is anybody
Sun-
turning heads
sun-
for contemplation?
Sunspot, who are these?
One second, what was the question, Humter?
Is anybody else in this room turning heads to our conversation?
Not really, no.
Slash outburst?
Huh.
Context on spot, someone goes, "Hey there, Sid, what seems to the problem?"
Gamma 1 is always at this table for dinner. They are not here. I don't know who these people are. Can you tell me who these people are?
That's Gamma 1, Sid. You feel alright?
It is not Gamma 1. None of us know who... I've never seen these people before. Neither has anyone else in Omega.
Might be an anomaly happening with some of the arcane matrix stuff going on. Might have tampered with your memories a bit, but until I get it sorted out, for the time being, presume that that's Gamma 1, because that is Gamma 1. I can assure you that much.
It's not... What?
A chill runs down all of your spine for the briefest moments, like a cold flash. Excuse me. There's a voice calling out across the room.
DM, what if you don't have a spine?
Metal.
Your head explodes.
Literally, I'm wearing a jumpsuit and it's really warm in here, so I don't think I could get cold.
For you, it's like an electric shock down your spine, Cat. For you, Preen, you explode and die.
I wake up in my room slightly shorter, even still.
But on
5'2".
But you'll hear
I
this.
look towards the voice.
That's the one I...
Turn and catch a glimpse of two golden orbs fading away in the dark corner of the room.
Huh? What size are these orbs?
Like quarter sized?
Like dust orbed?
no,
Like you see in Ghost Hunter shows, or
not like quarter sized.
Like
those
pupils.
are small orbs?
Yeah, possibly.
And we heard a voice come from these two orbs that are now fading, or they're
Yeah.
like just kind
Fading away.
of glowing dully.
No,
Oh, they're fading away.
Yep.
Sunspot.
The building
And now-
shudders for a moment.
Sunspot.
Yeah, what's up, Humter? How can I help you?
Analysis. There is something in the corner of the dining hall.
What?
Do you not? You don't see it.
Well, I can only see what you'll allow me to see, first of all. Other than that, I just use sensors and things to monitor the room, but there ain't nothing in any corners that I haven't picked up on. Everyone's at their tables or at the lunch line. Or in
Hunter
respective
starts
rooms.
Something
walking towards
exists.
it.
Outside of your perception.
My perception? I mean, like eyes, perhaps, but I can pick up anything living, whether it's concealed magically or not in this building.
Anything undead?
Anything. So I'm made to do.
You mentioned anomalies.
I mean, only with so much effect in your mind, it seems, because no one else seemed to have, I mean...
I can assure you, I have exact memory of Gamma 1. They're nothing like this. I start describing what my memory of Gamma 1 is.
You describe, completely different people, of course, compared to who they are. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll pull up the Gamma 1 tokens, why not?
Yeah, since I have been here for several hundred years,
This is how Gamma 1 looks right here, by the way, for everyone.
is there any kind of, like, fail-safe code word that I could ask Sunspot as, like, a, two-factor authentication sort of thing?
Sunspot, Sunspot, if you allow them, can tap into your mind if you really willing to let them do so. If you were to allow them to do so.
Like, are there any questions where it's like I can ask Sunspot, like, who did I go to the prom with, and then that's like whatever their answer is I know if it's the real one. Like if there's 2 sunspots and I have a gun pointed at them.
Unless you chose to create something like that with Sunspot, not really, no.
Okay. Knowing that's on the table, I will put that in my back pocket.
Sid, like I said, is a creature of habit. She is used to eating with the same people every night. It bothers her very much that these are not the same people at all, and that no one seems to believe her except her own group that it's not. So she looks at them for a little bit with her little lunchbox, and then whirls and starts going after the little fading orbs.
Hunther is on their way there too.
Sunspot, a question for you.
Hey, what's up? We're not gonna help you.
What did I have for dinner last night?
Is there an answer for this? That's supposed to know. Oh god. Or are you just asking like in general?
This is your 2-factor authentication, Gabe.
Me? Oh my god. A glass of water? And a bag of toast that you never ate?
Incorrect.
Well, what did you have then, Preen?
I'm gonna end whatever mental connection I have with Sunspot. And I'll follow the others to the orbs.
You walk to the corner of the room. Nothing there anymore, it's just a corner of the dining hall.
Are there any leftover traces of magical essence or particles here?
Roll me an Arcana check.
I'll do the same.
Let's go, nice! 24! Creature of habit notices this is not habitual. What the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
There is
This is not part of my habit.
nothing that remains in the corner of this room currently. Building shutters one more time. Just like faint rumbling. Like starts from like the top to bottom of the building.
This is not right.
Would this be related to... They crane their head back towards the ones that followed to the corner. The dream.
I think we should go to the med bay.
We were interrupted in our dream.
What?
The same
You
voice.
sound like you're underwater.
Me?
Yeah.
You did for a moment.
Am I good?
Yeah.
We were interrupted in our dream by that same voice. And no one else here seems to notice.
Well, I think we should go to the med bay. Or something? I don't know. Who would you go to for this? We all know who was here and who was not. And that's not... It's not Gamma.
A chaplain, perhaps? Sorry, a joke. Medbay might have something useful for us.
What are you doing, Cad, over there in the corner?
Staring mostly. I don't perceive any actual threats except for some anomalies, but that does not follow. I am more curious at the whole situation rather than behaving negatively about it.
Okay.
So kind of like internally monologuing the idea of like, this is not the same group of people that even I saw, and I've only been here for about a month. Therefore, they are either lying or something else is going on. But either way, something is wrong. Now the decision comes down to whether that is us or not. But the lights themselves are also very peculiar, along with the dream, so I am going to assume that our research that has not been too crazy is not to blame or things that we are doing. So either we are under the influence of something that we don't fully understand and have no capacity to, or something else is happening. So I will remain on guard.
Roll me perception, please.
As my first directive is always to protect. So. Got you on that perception. That perception roll. Let me get that for you right now.
11.
11.
Okay. Keeping watch of the general area. Nothing out of the ordinary catches your attention. No dangers, no other abnormalities.
I actually need to check something real quick. 'Cause I saw something earlier. I have to double check. It's checking something.
Can I, by any chance, because the Encode Thoughts is an 8-hour duration, is it possible to pull a thought strand from the previous night's dinner to check that memory against what I'm currently seeing to ensure that these people are not who were in my memory?
Absolutely. You pull the thought strand out. You kind of examine it. They are not the same people. First of all, there's still 3 of them there, but it is not the same 3 that were there, at least in your memory, last night.
Yes.
Confirmation.
Yes.
That is not them.
That is not them. I'm certain.
Additionally, Sunspot failed to answer a basic question of mine. I asked what I had for dinner, and it got it wrong.
Peculiar. It's as if we're in a copy. Something is incorrect here.
I would like one of you to strike me as hard as you can. Try to kill me.
But you should probably ask Cadamus for that.
Yes, I am not combat capable.
Are you suicidal?
No, just testing a theory.
And I have healing if needed.
Insight check. I want to make sure he's not suicidal.
Are you suicidal, Preed?
Oh, let's see what the insight check is.
We also can't die because we have Death Ward.
I can't die the first time.
You going to have him swing twice? Hit me again!
Kill me!
Am I good to roll insight?
Yeah.
If the player allows it, by all means.
We like that. He's suicidal.
It's hard to tell the true intent, but Preen wants you to kill him.
I will trust it at face
For
value.
some reason or another.
Not in
Why don't-
dining hall.
Yes, why don't we leave the dining hall? I was going to say that too.
Back to the research room.
That
Good
works
call.
for me.
In addition, I think... Good evening, Sunspot.
Good evening, Sid. How can I help you?
I have a very silly question for you.
Of course.
Based on your knowledge of me, since I have been here, as you know, for 52 years, what breakfast do I have every single day?
That'd be a piece of French toast and a side-up egg.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Yes. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Have a nice day.
You too. Maybe. Yes. Good night. Day.
I mean, yeah, okay.
She frowns and says, well, Sunspot still knows what I usually eat.
Yours is very easy to guess.
Well, you never know if it is a different Sunspot or something. They could think of something else. I don't know. But yes, let's go to the research hall.
A deduction.
Yeah. With haste.
March.
You make your way towards the labs for work, or I guess for this to further this investigation you're doing. As you begin to walk in the hallways, the overhead lights begin to pulse violently.
Uh-oh.
You hear screams reverberate down the hall like an echo reaching its end.
Sword's getting drawn.
and the sound of something shattering in the darkness.
It was my faith.
The world warbles with its distortion point as a snap, like a rubber band breaking. And then the world returns to normalcy once more.
Can we see the dining hall from here?
I mean, yeah, you're only like a couple dozen yards
We'll look
down.
at the table. Are the people at the table different?
I mean, you're down the hall. You're a bit down the hall at this point. You have to walk back and check that out. But you can see the dining hall entrance, but you're a bit down the hall at this point.
Okay.
We never have seismic ruptures here.
A light at the end of the hall shuts off. And then another one.
That is not normal. That never happens.
I'm going to go investigate his CAD.
You begin to walk forward, and as you begin to stride past the group, there's a heavy thunk of feet landing on metal from within the darkness at the end of the hallway.
I'm backing up.
With my dark vision,
step
can
in
I
front.
see?
There's something wrong with that darkness. It is dark. You cannot see.
It's advanced darkness.
A cough can be heard within this darkened hallway, and then another light shuts off. About at the halfway point between where you guys are standing and end of the hall. That's where it was. And at this new precipice of darkness, there is the faint silhouette of someone standing there.
Oh.
Hey,
Introduce
what's
it.
taking so long? We gotta go now. They're coming.
The familiar
Nope.
silhouette?
It is just a silhouette, like an outline. You can see like head, arms, legs. Faintly like the mouth and nose there.
I continue to back up very quickly, away from that direction.
Another light shuts off, and in an instant, that person is on the precipice again, of where the light just shut off again.
I'm gonna back
Hunter?
up slowly.
I'm
Get a
cream.
grip! Sunspot is up. And their body stiffens. Sounds of a growl and a gurgle mesh and discomforting sound almost emanates from the person. The bottom of their face stretches downward towards the ground.
No. No. No.
There's a ghastly scream, and something begins to run from the depths of the darkness behind the silhouette. A lot of somethings. Dozens of footfalls. Sprinting your direction. The light of the person shuts off.
I run.
You spin back
I'm
to
a
run.
researcher. I fucking run.
There
I will
is
brace.
no dining hall door as you turn around to begin to run. It is just a straight hall with a door at the end of it.
I run towards that door. And probably as I do, I am going, something is wrong. This is not real. Something is wrong. This is not as normal reality should be. Just kind of repeating it to myself, but sprinting.
Are we near our rooms?
There is no other hallways. You were in a straight hallway, it seems. You turned around. There were other junctions before, but as you turned around, it is a straight hallway with one door down the back where you came, down the opposite end of the path from where the running is coming from right now.
Oh. Assuming that this is some sort of altered space, I will reach out and try to grab my sword that I would normally keep in my room. And I will sort of see if I can just manifest it.
Nothing happens. You reach out, try and grab for the sword. Nothing there.
Cat is doing like a tactical retreat, like that slow kind of just walk back like you do in a hallway when something you're not sure what's gonna happen, so you're trying to find cover. So I'm just doing like the sword kind of like
Of
doing
course.
this like this, kind of outstretched, but like kind of just slowly, just kind of like jogging backwards, just keeping my eyes peeled towards the direction of where the weird stuff is happening.
Humther, what are you doing?
Humther's curious. Humther's a researcher. Humther's very curious. Humther's unmoving. They in fact probably take a few steps forward after that ghastly scream, and their neck and body are outstretched in the direction of the darkness as far as they can get it, and they're looking at the darkness unblinkingly. Peculiar. This is incorrect.
more
Would I-
lights shutting down as it gets as the footfalls grow closer. The lights shut down ahead of wherever they're running from, so you can never see what's running. Just that they are at the edge of this darkness.
Would I run near hamster
Hump there.
hump there on my little retreat?
I'd say you would, yeah.
I would immediately stick my hand out and like start pushing them back with me.
You'll have to drag them. They're not moving. They're not approaching it. They're not fighting it. But you'll have to drag them.
I'll drag him.
Make me an athletics check.
I would like to assist with this as well.
Roll at advantage. Athletics at advantage, please.
Alrighty.
You, Sid, you reach the end of the hall. The door you reach, as you get there, swings open as you push against it.
Oh, that's a 12.
It's slow, but you're pulling them. You might just barely make it before whatever is going to reach you reaches where you are. But for the time being, it's likely you'll be fine because of how far they started. However, at any given point, if anything else slows you down, they will catch you.
Gotcha.
They will catch you. They will get evil cheeseburger.
As the door swings open, Sid, you realize you're in a lab you've never seen before. There are closets and pantries and tables, crates and boxes that are still sealed and unopened, as if a laboratory was being put together in this room, but it wasn't done yet. There were empty tables still, partially assembled stations, boxes with beakers in them, and different machines that have yet to be fully assembled. But you've never seen this room before, ever.
She stumbles because the sight of something so different does trip her up. She sort of stops a moment, looks around. Is there another door anywhere?
This is the only door. This room's a dead end. And you can see your group outside, maybe a few paces away, the lights still shutting off as the footfalls grow closer and closer, only maybe like 20 yards away at this point now.
I call out to them. I stand in the light and call out, "Get over here!" Holding the door, because if that darkness gets close, I'm shutting the door.
I require one more athletic and advantage.
Alright.
Curious.
What is that?
We're gonna send, while they're trying to pull me, we're gonna send DA into the
21.
darkness, and I'm gonna blink my vision to DA's.
You send DA into the darkness, and as soon as DA crosses that threshold, what's DA got for con saves? What's their bonus for con saves?
Oh, it's pathetic. They have like a level 1 creature stat block, so probably very low.
I mean, yeah, give me a con save for DA. What's that, like a D20 plus? Let's see.
Yay,
I can
implodes!
roll mine that's already at a -1.
Oh.
But yeah, I got a 21, by the way.
Oh yeah, you are pulling with intensity now. You begin to pull Humpter towards you. Oh. As soon as DA goes there and you switch visions, DA enters the darkness, and then there's no more DA.
No.
There's nothing damages them. They just enter the darkness, and then there's just no more DA anymore. The link
Oh,
just
they
instantly ends.
So,
I mean, I'm just staring and they just.
so as you guys are pulling them and DA darts out into the darkness, their eyes dull over, they go pale like they're blind a moment, and then immediately color shoots back. They have a smile, and then instead of you guys having to pull them, they are running backwards with you. But they're staring at the darkness the whole time.
Owl moment.
You reach the room. Everyone passes the threshold at this point, Sid, into this large...
Slam the door closed.
The door slams shut. The footfalls continue rushing in. You hear shoot, shoot, and then the last light in the hallway shuts off.
Back away from the door, but it is slammed shut. I'm looking at the crevice underneath to ensure is there any light there? Has it gone dark?
There's one light just above where the door is currently. The footfalls are getting closer. They're still running. What do you all wish to do? There are plenty of
Barricade
places.
the door.
Does this lab look familiar?
No, not in the slightest.
barricade the door.
Someone else the door.
Sid starts running around, grabbing whatever she can and trying to pull it towards the door and shove it against it.
I will help.
Roll me strength at advantage, Sid, or athletics if you have foreseen athletics.
No! I'll just roll strength at advantage.
You get pulling this. Kat, you get there a bit late to help. I mean, with the two of you, it's easier to push, but for a brief moment before you get there, Sid is trying to push this. You get there just as they're kind of taking a quick breather to stop for a second, and then you both push it, block the door. The light outside the door shuts off. You hear hands banging on the door, dozens of hands banging on the door currently.
I look at Preen and Humther and say, "Help! I'm not really strong. It's the brain thing."
I'm going to physically brace the door, just to hold off a little bit while the others are bringing material to block it.
Bring more
Just the
items.
heaviest shit I can find that's not bolted down.
I will also look for something to block the door.
Even as you're bringing heavier stuff, the intensity of this banging does not stop. It seems like at any given point, they could break through this door, even with the heavier and heavier weight being put on top of to block the door. So
Sorry, go ahead.
Pretty good, no kidding.
Is there any other doors in this room? Is there any other way to leave?
Nothing.
Any other pathways?
No places to leave. Just tables, counters, crates, cabinets, dead end laboratory.
What is this place?
I don't know. I don't think that
Someone
matters
else.
right now.
The door's getting hit
I
hard
reach
at this
out
point.
to Sunspot. Sunspot!
There's no response. It's like a faint warmth that kind of pulses for a second and fades almost instantaneously.
Sunspot, if there's a way that you can hear me, please, Omega 5 needs help. Please help. I don't know where we are, so I can't give you a location.
One of the bolts on the door kind of pops out. Poof, it lurches again.
I will tell everyone to move back behind me.
Is there a weapon of any kind in here?
There could be plenty.
Or-
I mean, there's lots of old equipment, or not old, lots of equipment in this room that has not been assembled yet.
Like a sword. I
No
want
swords.
to find another sword, or like a
There's-
long piece of metal, long
I'd
piece
say
of
there's
rebar.
like a, seems like a piece of piping that would be used for like a station of sorts that's in a box.
Yeah, I will pick that up and wield it just as a loosely improvised weapon.
Are there
Another bolt breaks
I'm
off.
behind you.
are there any like documents or anything loosely in this room to just peer at?
None. It is
An empty lab?
Empty lab.
You know, I'm gonna say, as Preen and Cadamus are there, they're taking up arms, waiting. Sid does back up. She goes to the very back of the room that she can, and then she starts just pulling things over to try to make herself a barricade. Just like something that she can like hide and duck behind.
Dog, she's just like me.
Make it a fort.
I make a little fort. I'm scared too.
The light in the laboratory shuts off as the last piece of the door are swung open. The dark pieces wash into the room. I need a con save from Preen and Cad.
It's a nightmare.
Con save.
That's the last thing Humper says before darkness comes.
19.
A nightmare.
6.
Because you're currently across the room right now, Hump. There's 6. Cad, the darkness hits you first. You're in the front of the line, and we'll get to you in a second. Preen, the darkness hits you, washes around you. It is deafeningly quiet. Nothing, not a sound. You hear hundreds of footfalls swirling around you, rushing into the room, but you see nothing. And then they all stop in the center of the room, and you hear a single set of feet walking just behind you, Preen.
It's happening again. I'm gonna die.
Just trying to walk quietly, but there's instead of dozens, there's now one set of feet in the room, just walking quietly, trying to walk quietly in the room.
I will do whatever I can to focus my senses on that set of footsteps.
Roll me perception. Six. It sounds like it's right next to you, but also across the room, perhaps. Like you swear you can hear it a few feet away, but then you also get like a faint echo of it across the room somewhere else. And you turn your head that direction.
Yeah.
Here-
Is it possible to take the dodge action?
Excuse me, from a voice over your shoulder.
Make some blood. Have a swimsuits?
You all hear this.
Yes.
Every single one of you hears it over your shoulder. All of you hear. Excuse me.
Turn and look.
There.
There are a pair of fading golden orbs that are vanishing as you turn to look in that direction.
Swing.
You swing towards them. You strike nothing. As you finish spinning, you kind of regain your focus. There is a bright glow of amethyst light moving in the room. Body like it's attached to a body, a walking body. And it stops and spins in your direction. Preen. To you, Sid, and to you, Hunther, it also spins to look in your direction.
Oh.
And then the light vanishes. Up. You catch the half end of someone talking, as if it was muffled or cut off at this very moment. The voice is below you, right below where you reside.
Looking at the voice.
Look down towards the ground.
I look up.
I was also gonna look up.
Oh, we're not. We'll get to you, Ken. We'll get to you. We'll get to you.
Hello, beardy bar.
You look up, Sid. You look down, Hunther. And then the room becomes a reflective surface of blinding reds and golds.
Ah!
Bang, 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 bang! Wake up. You gasp loudly and audibly. Spring up your chambers. Within the research facility. Wake. The voice fades from your mind as your posting senses are fully realized. A sunspot speaks in your mind. Science Omega 5, please wake up. There is much to do.
I hear that as well.
Yeah, you're in your room.
How tall am I?
Same height you were before. I need a wisdom save from everyone. I need a disadvantage for you, Cad.
What if I don't want?
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom save. What if I don't want them? What if wisdom's one of my dumb stats?
12. Disadvantage. I roll a disadvantage. Oh, it'd still be a 12.
You told me to.
Oh, right. Why am I bugging? Why you, me? Roll disadvantage. Me? Why you roll disadvantage? Shit. Maybe I'm schizoing out.
Fucking told me to, you fucking
I'm
prick.
tweaking. We'll start with Sid and Hunther.
See, if this was my game, that would be a crit. No.
Yeah. Your head feels cloudy, as if you're about to lose a thought on the tip of your tongue. But you don't. I won't explain anything more than that. For Preen and Cad, you have been having horrible stress-induced nightmares, but for the life of you, you can't remember what they were. Only they leave you waking up in a cold sweat for you, Preen, but would amount to a cold sweat for you, Cad. Yesterday was a blur that stress won't allow you to recall. But for Sid and Hunther, everything that has happened, you recall it perfectly clear.
Oh.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yep, for Cad and Preen, you remember the first dream you had with the running and the potentate message, but everything else after that, you just woke up.
Immediately encode thoughts and make my memories of what just happened into a string.
You make the string.
What a strange dream. It's like I've awoken again. Earlier this time. I'll start walking towards the lab.
Hunther in their room, unmoving, smile on their face, calls out to Sunspot. Sunspot,
Yeah, what's up, Hunther? How can I help you?
can you send the members of... We're Omega, right? Omega 5?
Yes.
Omega 5 to my chambers.
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Are you also able to cut power to these chambers?
If you'd like, I can, without a problem.
Yes, I would like that.
Alright, I'll be on that in a second here. The power to your room shuts off. All of you, as you wake up, will come to your senses. Warm kind of spot goes back to your mind. Begins to spread. Hey, I've got a message passed on from Humter. He wants all of Omega 5 in their chambers as soon as you're able to.
Grant request, and I will go to Hunter's chambers.
I don't respond to Sunspot. I am looking for writing materials in my room, my chambers, to take meticulous notes. I want to note the exact time it currently is, when I woke up, just as much detail as I can. And I'm sure, I'm a researcher, I'm a very messy researcher, so there's probably papers strewn about somewhere.
Absolutely.
Grab writing,
Burrito wrap
just
paper?
writing. Yeah, you know. Wrapping, the food wrapping paper.
Yeah,
Do you do the thing that Question does where you put your fucking food on your fucking notes? Like a psychopath?
I mean, maybe, who knows?
But yeah, you do have paper for sure. That's without a doubt. You do have paper for sure. No question about that.
Well, I make as many details as I can, and then I put that paper, in a drawer next to the bed.
Okay. Stow it away. Put it away. What do you?
And then make my way towards Humter's room.
And you, Cad? What about you? There's a small bird atop your head sleeping.
Cad would just resume their normal duties. Thinking about that was curious. Begin to go back to the research room.
Okay. In that case, Humter, only Preen and Sid are at your room. You would catch a faint glimpse of through your kind of the door as they walk by of Cad heading towards the research lab.
Peculiar. Come in, you two.
I'll also call DA over from Cad as I catch a glimpse.
Give you a real close squint.
I had a very
What?
strange dream last night.
Come in.
I'm
come
not sure
inside.
about you.
I'm
Yeah.
inside.
There's been lots of... They craned their head to be almost touching their beak to the faceplate of Ukraine.
Peculiar nightmares.
Hasn't there?
Sit.
Yes. No. No. I have no way of knowing they're nightmares or not, but I assume that you were talking about the same thing I am.
Indeed.
You remember what happened before we woke up?
They set DA outside the room, shut the door so everyone is in darkness because Sunspot cut the power to this room. And their eyes are going to go dull as they just stare out of the eyes of DA outside their room for a bit. But they can still talk as normal, they just can't see you guys.
Yeah.
As you all exit your chambers, the doors kind of swung open. There was some foot traffic of other staff, but you appear to be among the last to awaken. People kind of pass you by, but other than that, it's business as usual.
You all had a dream about running, didn't you?
It was more than running, yes. There was also the lab that none of us recognized.
The Matrix
Beautiful
and
darkness.
the flash of amethyst.
What?
Yes. But what? No, but there was more, yes.
There was darkness.
What do you mean?
You don't remember.
The lights cutting sequentially, yes, down the hall.
There was a flash of light, and then it was nothing. And then I awoke. Earlier than the loop should have been.
Yes, that is what you said yesterday.
The loop.
What? What do you mean yesterday?
Oh, I have no way of knowing if it was yesterday or not, but you have said
The loop.
you've said that.
This is the first time it has happened.
No.
You don't remember yesterday, but
Jim,
you do.
can I make some
remember
kind of
today.
roll to see if these guys are talking hubbub?
Yeah, roll me insight.
Let's see, where's it say?
See.
A 6.
6. I mean, they're talking.
Hmm.
Could be true, but they're talking. They seem sincere.
That
I will lean over a little bit, inquisitively.
that dream you described, Preen, that we had yesterday. But
But there was a whole day after that, yes.
yes, we researched. We encountered Gamma 1, but they were not Gamma 1.
He was not Gamma 1. They said they were, though.
Then we were in a hallway with lights cutting out and beautiful darkness.
No, I don't know if beautiful is the word I would use, Humther. It was actually pretty terrifying.
Yes.
Now,
To each their own.
was this part of the same dream that you had? That perhaps I got left out of?
No. No, Preen, do you remember the research we did yesterday? What was the last research that we did that you remember? Can you describe it to me?
You had us doing yoga poses. Something about chakra and the stones of the soul as a form.
Incorrect. That was the day before.
Channel
You are
the
missing a
different
day.
spots of magic.
Well, I can't know if it's a day, but you are missing a whole chunk of time. That was before.
Interesting.
You are missing an entire day worth of memory. But yet here we are, waking up in the same habitual state we did. They crook their head. Yesterday. You mentioned, Preen, that you are on a loop with your reincarnations, yes?
Yes. Cyclical, scheduled. Cyclical, nonetheless.
Precisely. I think we may be experiencing something of similar phenomena.
It's
Sid,
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
could you take one of Preen's memories and verify?
Is that something Encode Thoughts can do?
Not normally, no.
I have no
it's-
idea what Encode Thoughts does. You took Ishmael's memories from someone else earlier. I'll make it
That
up.
was with a specific injection, but normally it's you pull a memory, an idea, or message from your mind. You transform it into a tangible string. If you
have
cast
detect
it,
thoughts
well,
on.
yeah, well, you can transform the thoughts or memories you read rather than you own into a thought strand. So I would have to do detect. I don't have that, so.
Do we share any kind of mental connection through Sunspot?
Yeah, you do.
Like telepathy between each other?
While you're in the facility, you do, yes. Anything out of the facility, he can't do anything with that. But while you're in the lab, you can reach out to anyone in the lab that you like to reach out to.
You could try to enter my mind's eye.
I presumed you mean through Sunspot. I would not recommend that, as yesterday Sunspot was unfamiliar with our circumstances.
The things with the darkness didn't start happening until dinner. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is when we went to the dinner hall and we saw that the Gamma group was not the people we remember. And then when we decided to try to, well, no, there were the eyes in the darkness, and then we decided to try to go to the med bay, and then we stopped and we were going to the research. So anyway, it did not all start until evening.
Or it started first thing in the morning and you only noticed in the evening?
Possibly that is what I'm trying to figure out, because the start of when I woke up was exactly the same as the proverbial yesterday. I made a thought strand out of it so I can access it for proof.
Keep it safe. If
Yes.
Green is prone to losing their thoughts, and Cad seems to not be cooperating for some reason, perhaps we may be trapped and can lose our memories.
I think we should try to reach out to the arcane matrix, not Sunspot, other ones.
Perhaps. What's the big brain one? Potentates?
Oh, Voice for Radness?
Yeah, the voice of Aradnus.
Perhaps the voice of Aradnus.
If we can, yes.
Is there a
The truth seekers in general, the main truth seekers, they could. Maybe they know something.
perhaps Ishmael will know something?
Oh, you think so?
They, even though, unless you guys have dark vision, nobody can see in this room. They do give a smile to that.
You would see Breen like turn his head.
You think we could talk to Ishmael about this? That would be. Well, no, but that's not his speciality. But do you think we could talk to him?
Perhaps. Though, we may have to contemplate if this phenomena is localized. If only we are experiencing this for a particular reason.
This is why I suggest we contact someone outside of the research facility.
Is there a communications place or outwards communication place within the facility?
Isn't that sort of communication with like arcane consciousnesses and stuff just done through our brains?
Yeah. If you want to reach out to anyone that's, I guess, like off the grid, there are stations for that to use, but they
Asmodeus.
Oh no!
Amadeus.
If it's possible, I think I would like to try to reach out to the truths. I don't know if the truth seekers themselves have a main arcane consciousness.
Yeah, they do.
I would like to try to reach out to them.
Okay. So you access the station that's inside of Humpter's room, and you reach out. Connection begins to go up, and brief pause, and it's a warm spot in the back of your mind. You all right? What's going on with this reach out you're doing right now? Trying to reach out to the Truth Seeker Core?
Yes. Sorry, Sunspot. I am not trying to talk to you right now.
Oh, I understand. Just checking in to make sure everything's all right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it then. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Well, you know how I like to sometimes send messages to Ishmael.
Oh yeah. Good luck with that.
Thank you. Maybe this time will work.
Yep. It fades away.
The way Sunspot was low-key offended for a moment, like, oh, yep, I was just trying to help.
You reach out towards the conscious there, and there's like a block, almost like a solid wall that is hit. It's not like a failed connection. It's just like it hits like a wall and bounces off, almost like a signal ricocheting and going nowhere.
At the sense of that ricochet, I am going to, I don't know, like call out to the blockage. Hello? Hello, is anyone there?
You get the equivalent of like white noise in your mind, like this.
Oh dear.
Yes. What is it?
One moment. I'm gonna try to reach out to the next level above that arcane consciousness.
Ah, okay.
Oradness! Numero uno!
Voice for Radness, numero uno. Voice for Radness, numero uno. Try to reach out to Voice of Radness, so you were aware oversees all arcane consciousness and the Matrix as a whole in Aradness. Similar thing. This kind of wall hit and then just white noise that is almost overlaid in your mind as there's no connection being found.
Oh dear. Humphrey, there's no connection.
No connection.
No, none at all.
Not even to the voice of Aradnus?
No, that was who I tried to contact second.
Well,
There was nothing there.
we are left with the deduction of we are being blocked out or we are being blocked in.
Perhaps mortality is what binds us here.
Mortality?
Thinking about it, do I know of any specific reasons that connections to arcane consciousnesses would be blocked, or like whether they would not go through? What would be the most common reasonings for that sort of thing?
The most common reason would be beyond them, of course, declining any messages to go through, which is the most common one. They can just choose to decline a message if they don't want to hear it. But beyond that, it would have to be, at least from what you've overheard, the Third Age had technology that could obscure connection to the arcane consciousness or the Matrix, or possibly just, highly unlikely with the Matrix itself being offline is a possibility that having that occur as well, because all of them are connected to the Matrix as like the central hub point for communication. If the Matrix is offline, you can't reach any of them. If they get jammed by whatever Third Age's tech that has been used to your knowledge, they wouldn't go through, or if they decline it, it wouldn't go through. There's 3 major possibilities that could lead to that happening.
Okay. I want to reach out to Sunspot. Sunspot!
Morris, I'll return to you. Yeah, what's going on? Everything alright?
I know I just said I actually wasn't trying to talk to you, but now I'm trying to talk to you. So, I've tried to reach out to the Truth Seekers, to try to get to Ishmael. But the connection is blocked. I was wondering if you could connect me through, or if you could make the connection and I could be present for that.
I can certainly try to, yeah, without a problem. Alright, well, hang on, let me try and connect through. Give me a second here.
Okay, thank you.
The one thing going to spread across your mind for a second, and then it stops and goes, hold on a second, it's time for me to get things up and running in the facility, so give me a moment here, and I'll get right back to you with that, but I gotta get the facility up and running real quick. It's time to get things going. Sorry about that. This early morning stuff when I get all my early work done. But once I'm done with that, I'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Kind of AJ for the warmth fades away.
Normally the morning stuff is simply a flick of the switch, is it not?
That's what I assumed. I mean, I don't know the inner workings of arcane consciousnesses.
Conchai?
Consciousness-I.
Cadamus to fucking Sunspot, or the controller Sunspot. I order you to surrender me that AI.
Surrender me that AI.
Sir. Speaking of CAD, as they're doing that, you arrive at the lab, or as you're walking to the lab, you do spot the facility manager is currently walking through the facility, doing their rounds in different rooms. It is facility manager Onra who is in charge of this place currently. She's doing her rounds, it looks like, going each laboratory, checking the power status, moving on.
Hello, Onra.
Good morning, Kat. How are you doing?
I am
Token. Onra, Token.
A cutie!
Go.
A cutie!
How are you doing? How are you this morning, Cad?
I am alright.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I assume you're off to breakfast?
I do not eat food.
Oh, I know that much, but I'm guessing your group is everyone's heading over to meet up for food of some sort?
I would assume. We do have a big day today either way, and they should sustain themselves.
Yes, I was just doing my rounds, wondering if anyone else had noticed the peculiarities yesterday, but seeing as...
The
see me.
outages.
Outages.
We have no recollection of that, do we?
You don't know. You and Preen don't.
I don't.
Not that I noticed any myself.
Ah. Perhaps it was localized then. It might have just been an outage in my sector then. In that case, I will continue my rounds.
Maybe talk to Sid or someone else, Preen, possibly. I tend to ignore certain non-safety issues.
Understandable, wonderfully understandable. I have plenty of work to attend to. If you have the time to catch them and happen to come my way regarding this, by all means, but otherwise it's not urgent, I don't believe.
Alright.
Well, if you excuse me, I have to finish my rounds and I'll be back in my office for a long day of work.
Have a nice day, Anna.
Nods her head, keeps walking.
People are always trying to talk to Cat like they're just normal, but they don't understand emotions super well.
Autism.
Yeah.
No way. 2 autism in the body?
Robots are built with autism. Autism is stored in the microprocessor.
And Gabe has cracked the code. He understands. He understands why autists align with robots so clearly.
Me looking at binary.
Oh my gosh, it all makes sense.
Half of my characters being Warforged who pretend they're humans. Yes, sir.
It all makes sense now. Back to
I
you
miss
two,
dog.
back to you three in the room. Sunspot warms up. Alright, sorry about that. I've returned from my other duties and hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
Oh, hello. Yes. Could you continue on the request that I asked you to do before you had to leave?
Of course. And you want to reach out to anyone in particular or just any conscience at all?
I would like you to try to reach out to the voice of Aradnis, please.
Oh, but of course. I'm just saying, if you get in trouble with the boys, we're gonna have a problem here, Sid. They don't like being, talked to without an important reason. So this better be a good one.
Oh, yes, I understand.
This better be a good
But
one,
you
Sid.
see,
They're
I'm
gonna bust
testing.
me down to cataloging if you mention me too much.
No. You see, you understand. I tried to reach out myself, and the connection did not go through.
Oh, that might be a problem.
So I want to see if there is a whole issue or whether it was just me.
Oh yeah, give me a second. You feel the warmth beginning to spread again across your mind. Another connection being attempted to be made. And it kind of stops in his block, and he goes, "That's peculiar." Huh.
You too?
Maybe it's an issue with the pseudo matrix in my room. I'll have a maintenance team check on that. Because I am running off the pseudo. While I'm connected to our main matrix as well, I use the pseudo matrix to power myself. So perhaps there's like a compatibility issue with the two of them. I might need to switch off a different network and see if that works. But that is peculiar. Usually, it hasn't been a problem with it working before.
Yes, that is why I was also very confused.
That is odd. I'm gonna call a maintenance team, but for the meantime, I'm gonna keep pinging voice to see if I can get through, and if I do, I'll let you know.
Very good, thank you.
Sunspot. Yeah, no problem. And then one kind of recedes and fades away.
I immediately blink and look at Preen and Humther and say, I think we should talk to the facility manager.
Perhaps that would
be...
be...
The overseer.
Do I know who that is?
Yeah.
Being here so long?
It's Anna. She's been here for a while. She's the second manager of the facility. She was not the first, but she was the second manager of the facility.
Can I try to ping her directly?
You can. Go through.
Yeah.
Yes, Preen, hello.
Onra, I have some important questions for you. Are you available?
I am, yes. I'll be back in my studies, or back in my office in about 5 to 10 minutes. Why?
Some strange things are happening.
Very well, you're welcome to stop by.
Incidents of yesterday that both did and did not happen. Perhaps you know about some outages of some kind.
Meet me in my office. We'll talk when you're there. I'm of a face-to-face speaker myself, so forgive me for being curt in this discussion, but I think it's a lot easier to have important discussions face-to-face.
Stone-faced, mask-wearing Breen. Yes, face-to-face. I'll see you soon.
Wonderful. And the connection ends.
Did Sunspot fail in reaching out?
Yes, Sunspot did fail. Sunspot said something about possibly there being a incompatibility between the pseudo-matrix and the regular matrix, but I think we should go to the Overseer.
Onra is willing to meet with us in 5 minutes in her office.
Very good, let's be there early.
Yes, I believe that would be wise.
I'll blindly reach for the door in the pitch black.
Yeah.
You hear for a few seconds, then find a knob and turn it.
Dumb animal is at your feet in front of the door.
Squeaky toy as I step forward.
I was just thinking the same thought.
Pops.
As we
Step on him multiple times.
It pops. Explodes. Reforms.
Big dumb animal.
As we leave, close the door behind us, Humthler will reach out to Sunspot. Sunspot?
Hey, what's up, Humthler? How can I help you?
Thank you for your earlier assistance. You may turn the power back on to my room.
Of course. Glad I can help. That's what I'm here to do. And the power returns back to the room.
And I have another request, if you have the time and capability of doing so.
I should have the time. I'm just finishing up my rounds. Your lab will be set in about 10 minutes, but beyond that, I'm nearly done, so I should be free.
That lines. Thank you. Can you ping any other matrix outside of this facility?
The pseudo ones are usually off limits. I talk to most things through the normal arcane matrix, but that's an issue. I'm having a connection with that one right now, so I'm calling a maintenance team to get that checked on. So right now, I can't do that. I can try and pass along message to people, directly, if I can reach them, but the matrix is causing me issues.
Curious. Thank you for the inquiry.
Yeah, not a problem.
fade away.
It appears Sunspot is unable to communicate with anything outside the facility.
Well, yes, I did say something along those lines.
Correct.
Off we go!
Get to Onra's office in about 10 minutes. Cad, you arrive at the lab and you're just chilling there. The lab is powered on.
I
at this
wonder
point
where
now.
my companions
You're
are.
just standing there waiting. And they're not there yet.
I just wait.
I would like to ping, as on our way to Onra's office, to Cad. Cad, this is Breen. We're heading to Onra's office for a bit of consultation, if you would like to join us.
What is the consultation for?
There were some strange occurrences last night and yesterday that bring some concern from the other two, and have me a bit concerned as well.
That doesn't sound like anything to me.
That's crazy.
Oh no.
It's all coming back.
Kill Bill.
Sure. Shall I wash the lab or join in your council?
I believe it is best if you join us, so that we are all together in case anything happens.
Alright. I shall be there in 1 minute and 26 seconds.
That is roughly 2 minutes and 56 seconds earlier than Elnor would anticipate, so that is good for us. See you then.
Well, first,
Wait.
Cad, you over at the office just as Onra's like walking through there. She goes, "Oh, Cad, you're back. Well, can I assist you with something?"
I wait for my fellow researchers. I was told there will be a meeting.
Yes, they should be in about say 3 to 5 minutes or so, and she turns to walk in the room, and then your group shows up as well. She's like, "Oh, you're here early. Wonderful."
We can wait outside for 3 minutes if
No,
you
no
would.
need for that. I just was going to have a bit of food to eat, but you can come on inside. I'll eat after.
I can
you.
start a timer in the real world, and we can
No,
wait
no,
3
it's
minutes while
fine. Come on inside.
force Gabe to
It
watch
just
for
goes
3
inside.
minutes.
Close it over you all as you'll enter the room.
You can eat while we have the meeting. I see why that would not. I don't see why
I
that would.
prefer to eat
hinder
in silence, usually reading a book of sorts.
We can watch you eat.
No, thank you. She gestures you to enter. She snaps her fingers and goes, "Sunspot, I need 4 seats, please." And 4 seats almost like materialize in the room in front of her like slightly raised desk. She walks behind and sits down. Have a seat.
I plop down.
Can I insight the chair to see if it can hold my robust frame?
Yes, you can. Roll me inside.
I insight the chair to see if it can contain my cake.
Damn right. Thing is,
And this
I literally
chair's
in real life
fucking
have to do that because
tiny
I have
metal
4 broken
ass.
chairs next to me. I'm not even kidding. There are 4 broken chairs that I have sat in that are next to me right now.
Wait,
Mason needs a Giat
17?
check.
Your seat looks a bit more reinforced than the other seats do.
Got like iron trusses underneath.
They understood the
There's
assignment.
a technology using around us. There's like a modular system where they can reshape buildings to suit any needs. This room seems to have like a modular compatibility where it can change different parts of the room to accommodate what is needed. And currently it made a more reinforced chair for Cad. She sits down and saves something from her glasses. So, you wanted to meet me regarding strange occurrences, correct?
Yes, very strange.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm listening.
Would
Lancet,
you like to introduce
Humfer.
it, Sid?
Yes, okay. Yes, so you see, well, I will do my roundabout best to try to explain what me and Humfer have experienced compared to Preen. I will explain the lights, the voices, everything,
And
how
this
it seems to have looped back.
Near the dining hall, correct?
Yes.
Peculiar, because I had a similar occurrence in my office just last night.
Really?
Yes.
So, it may not have just been us.
What was your experience?
I had woken up after a very peculiar dream, I want to say. I had spent my day, as usual, making my rounds until about time for the staff to have dinner. And at that point, I had decided it best to, of course, spend time in my room for dinner. Peculiar lights and voices for a moment, and then a few minutes later, the building shuddered, and a few minutes after that, the lights began to cut off, and I heard something at the door of my room.
Yes, same. Same experience.
Even down to the dream the night before.
Running
Hunter
from
will
Yes,
hold out.
running, and the potentate had spoken to me.
Yes!
I recall that one, yes.
It is a very odd occurrence. I had seen your team in that dream, entering the solar ring just before I woke up.
We saw the I don't know about... I saw the solar ring as well, before waking up.
I was a bit off to the side of the room, and I saw you enter the room from a side angle just before whatever happened, and then I woke up. So, but a very interesting occurrence indeed to have this all connected, and to have two of you not recall it seems.
Can I insight this person to see if they are being completely truthful or if they are hiding parts of this dream from us?
By all means. Roll me an insight.
We're great at these guys.
She's pretty truthful. And she's British.
And she's British!
Kind of cancels each other out.
No, I think they're friends. This is different.
But you were in a different place in your dream. Who else was nearby, if you can recall?
I didn't leave my room. After the lights began to cut off, I entered my chambers and I had closed the door. So I couldn't get a good glimpse at anyone else in the hallways, but to my knowledge, I didn't see much of anyone else.
Rather peculiar. This darkness that we saw in the experienced phenomena yesterday. These two, points to both Preen and Cad, were inside the darkness for a prolonged amount of time, and they do not recall the phenomena. I believe that might have something to do with it.
It is definitely a possibility, but we're all scientists here, so it's best to test this hypothesis, if you catch my drift. As much as it does pain me, we do need more variables in one experiment to
What of
identify.
the lab room that we didn't recognize?
Lab room? Didn't recognize, excuse me.
Are there any labs on vicinity that fit this description?
Are there any rooms on site that are unused and not put together yet?
No, not at all. All the labs that have been created are currently in use and fully outfitted.
When the lights started to turn off in the hallway, Ram, there was only one door because the door to the dining hall and all other doors had disappeared. There was a door at the end of the hall. Ran for the door, opened it. It led into a bright and unused lab where the materials and stations had not yet been set up.
The last time there's an unused laboratory was, I want to say, over 100 years ago.
Crane their head. Where was that?
It would be, I'd say, probably the Lab T2, one of the technical labs.
One of the technical labs.
Does this ring any bells to me?
Have you been here, how many years have you been here?
Like 300 to
Oh,
400 at least.
You have, well, you don't remember everything. Do you remember everything exactly each time and it just comes back to you slowly, or is it just like you forget things from before?
There's like bits and pieces missing with every time I come back.
I'll say, I mean, as long as you've been aware, I mean, there's like a faint, like, brief memory of a new lab being made that was unfinished. Roll me history.
Man, I specifically picked ones that did not give me a bonus to history.
I know,
so
that's even better. You can't recall what it looked like from your memories you're trying to recall, or trying to, gather, but and you at least do recollect that there was, at one point in time, a new lab that was created because of the expanding facility.
Is this technical lab open to other staff?
Yes, of course. All labs are in use by the staff.
Can you show us?
By all means, of course. Follow me. She stands up, looks at her food longingly for a second, and then keeps walking.
If you would like to eat, we can go investigate it.
That works as well. Sure, we'll do that. And she'll say,
is
the sunspot
in
just...
talking of what happened. Sorry to interrupt. Does Preen have any recollection of the day that's missing?
Roll me.
Or is it just gone?
I'll allow one more wisdom save, actually, with that, because you have been getting a lot of information regarding this other missing day.
How's Cad over there doing?
I'll allow Cad, though. Cad also roll me wisdom save, because both of you have been hearing a lot of information regarding this missing day.
That's you.
Nothing is coming back to you currently. You've heard all these words, and not a single thing is ringing any bells.
Oh.
Sunspot, guide them to Lab T2, please. You begin to see like little golden arrows begin to appear on the floor and lead out the room and down the hall. I'll finish my food. You all make your way and do your your daily work, and we'll discuss things after dinner tonight.
Well, you say after dinner, but what if it happens again? It sort of was happening during dinner.
Then we'll discuss things after lunch.
Okay.
Before
Regardless.
we depart, what day is it?
She will, I guess, state is the, I don't know how to get counted, but it is the day after whatever yesterday was, which does not sound right to Preen or Cad, because to you guys it is still the day prior, but to her
Skip
it is
one day.
the day after yesterday.
I see. Sid, can you manifest that date
Yes, of course.
and hold on to it just in case?
Why did you yell like that? Is
Why
that
do you
your
have to
verbal
point it out?
component to spells?
Why do you have to point it out every time I make a noise just to pull a thought strand? Why can't I just have a little fun?
I'm sorry. Did I do this yesterday? And air quotes, yesterday as well.
Why are you doing that in air quotes? It was a real thing.
Because air quotes because it was yesterday for you, but for me, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday for me is 2 days ago for you.
Well, the next time that you do something, maybe you should try doing a sound effect. It's very fun.
All right. Mental note. I'm going to make a yelp when I stab you at the jugular next time.
God.
Oh, on that, can we stop by our lab on the way? Would it be too much of a detour?
That's a,
No, I would like to check my notes. I want to see if they're there, because I made copious notes yesterday, yes.
Indeed, and Preen used alchemical solutions that would be missing today.
well, if that's all you need from me, I'll be here until we meet after lunch, and then I'll
Thank
meet you
you,
here
Monsieur.
after lunch.
Yes. Enjoy your food.
Later. Alright.
Of course. Have a wonderful investigation, I suppose.
Salute.
Thank you.
Don't salute, I'm not a soldier, I'm a scientist. She'll sit back down at her table, pull out a book.
Enjoy your meal.
I shall. She's just there, so open the box up and turn. She looks up at you guys. You going to leave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
I'll get up.
Yeah. You guys walk down. What's up?
Okay.
I'm feeling a little untrustworthy.
Sure.
Can I park DA somewhere in here stealthily?
Roll stealth. You can roll stealth, or DA can roll stealth at advantage. Your choice.
Honra be like, why is your stupid fucking bird here?
Shoots it with the fucking fireball. Explodes.
It's like a stress toy.
He's like a hamster.
The
You
worst
can
death
feel
weapon.
free to dispose of it whenever you'd like. Well, we'll see. It can roll
He
it at
enjoys
advantage.
dying in the microwave.
I don't know what its stealth would be.
For
It would be a normal
Bird.
bird stat block.
bird 5e.
Burb.
Burb.
Plus 2 to dex.
Oh, yay!
So d20 plus 2 for this little guy.
Roll. Oh, not RT. Roll D20 plus 2. 14 and then advantage, you said? So we'll do it one more time just in case.
Oh, nat 20 on the bird!
20!
The bird!
The bird got a nat 20!
Bird locked in.
The bird is concealed. I'll put on and
DA said, I'm locked in.
Bird said, quack!
You leave the bird in there. There's who gets egg.
DA becomes SA, smart animal.
Quiet
Smart
animal. QA.
Anyway.
You're,
And as
you're
we
lab
leave-
first or to lab T2 first?
Our lab first. And as we walk, gonna put a talon on whoever's shoulder's closest and most stable. And be like, guide me, please, if you will. And we're gonna do the Caleb Widowgast thing where I'm staring through the bird's eyes for a little bit while the group walks around.
She sits
Hey, I
there-
do that as Corvus all the
So
time.
you just leave the room. She goes, "Oh, finally I can eat. Thank you, thank you." Sunspot, remove the chairs, and I'm thinking some classical stay. She begins to play. She opens the book and begins to eat. The smile on her face.
Starts listening to a smutty audio book.
This is audible.
This is audible.
I should try and contact a
He
cave.
plunged his cock into my ass 47 times.
What?
I was filled to the brim.
She goes, Sunspot, can you try and contact a Kale again, please?
Boing.
Excuse me?
Boing.
Wait,
Pause for a
trying to
second.
remember.
She was the one that was at the
Mikhail.
barbecue.
Mikhail.
I got 1 second. Where's the token? Whoop.
She's so cool looking.
No, the one at the barbecue was Daniela.
Okay.
Was it? I thought Akela was also there.
Oh, that one, yes. Okay, yes.
They all have vitiligo.
Yeah, I didn't.
We're
That was
safe,
unintentional.
we're safe.
That was unintentional. That was my fault. That was unintentional.
Whoa.
I was about to say, oh my god, are they related? That'd be so crazy.
No, it was completely unintentional. I'll be honest. I forgot that I can't have vitiligo.
That's okay. It's a great thing to include. Thank you, Gabe.
Pauses for a second and goes, "Nothing still. All right. Well, if something comes through, let me know."
Hmm.
She goes back to reading her book and eating some food.
I feel
I'm
like
getting
there's
peaches.
an intruder in our mind
My
space
brother's
right
giving me
now.
peaches, guys.
A small
have
child
peaches.
bearing peaches.
Peaches.
Yeah, you watch her. She just seems to read for a bit. She finishes her food, closes the container, puts it off to the side of her desk, closes the book, stands, walks over to the corner of the room, pours a glass of water from like a little ice pitcher she has there. You just pace through with the hand in her pocket for a bit and think. Sunspot. You go. First, you hear the response. Try and find any others who might have noticed any anomalies. I know there are other Sunspot. We just found 2.5 of them, I suppose. Maybe count 4 of them. I know it's Sunspot. Fine, I'll look for them myself. Never mind. She turns, put the glass down, and walks out the room.
DA will use that opportunity to drown itself in the water cup. I need it to die so I can resummon
It's
it.
a very, very slow death for DA. Because
Wait, what's his constitution?
it is, I mean, bird constitution is a -1 for bird constitution.
Isn't it like you can hold your breath up to the number of your actual constitution?
Holding breath 5e. It is
I don't
another,
like this.
another mate equals to 1 plus its
Release?
con
Can
mod.
you just release the
Minimum of 30 seconds. So it has 30 seconds of it. It is in the water, so he's over 30 seconds. Just face down.
We can't leave evidence.
And then
If I
everybody-
leave a magical trace of decasting the spell by whatever means, Sunspot might be able to see that.
Eventually it vanishes, though. Vision returns to you. The bird drowns, I guess.
Okay. Thank you.
But you all arrive at your lab. It's already set up for you all. Everything where it should be.
I look immediately for my notes. Are they are the ones from yesterday that we made there? All the diagrams and stuff we were doing about the magic flow within Cadmus.
No.
No!
All of the papers you had used for them are in the exact place there when you grabbed them originally.
Our
The
pre
purple-
solutions.
Yep, the violet pre grab is in the exact same spot it was yesterday as well. It's full to the brim still.
How peculiar.
Well, that's not okay. That's not fair. I made so many notes!
Do you remember them?
I remember diagrams. There were lots of scribbles. Actually, I look at my notes since I was writing on a bunch of my other notes that I have. I pull them over, and I'm gonna try and... Can I roll Arcana to see if anything has erased anything, or if, like,
Yes.
my things were tampered with?
Roll me either Arcana or Investigation, your choice.
Can I assist?
Yes, you may. At advantage.
That's already a 22.
Might get better. You never mind.
Never mind.
With a 20, nothing looks tampered with.
Well...
Yeah, nothing looks tampered with or modified through magic or other means.
Nothing's been messed with, but I swear I was drawing right here. I point to the exact spot.
Unfortunately, we are experiencing a phenomena that is very akin to time manipulation.
Well, that's not fair for whatever this is to erase all my stuff.
Yes, quite. We had made such progress.
It's not fair.
I suppose while we walk to the next location, maybe we can try to jog the others' memories.
You said our progress is gone.
Yes.
Do you think any of the other groups have made progress that was erased?
Well, we didn't really check on anyone yesterday, so I'm not sure.
What's the other group? Omega.
Gamma.
Gamma 1?
Gamma 1 is filled with imposters.
Yes, yesterday there were imposters, that's very true. They may still be imposters.
This is something we did not tell Onra, because I believe it is a phenomena that Onra may not even notice. Something is awry. Cadmus.
Cad.
Yes, I hear you.
Hi.
Do you have any recollection of individuals that we spoke with about yesterday? Ishmael and Iovitas?
I would remember that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, remember them still.
I do. Yes.
Do you...
You remember the conversation we had about them yesterday, right?
Yes. You wanted
Then...
me to find a way to reach out to Ishmael. Due to a sex thing.
Well, it's...
That was cat-like reflexes on that reaction, by the way. Lex sat there, processed. Well, it's... Said going like, sex thing? Well,
It's not... I mean, it's not just a sex thing.
But you...
But there is a sexting component of it.
Well, of course. Have you seen him? He's gorgeous.
Not my type. But you do you.
Many of my troop have talked about things in such ways, and I was able to compare them quite easily.
Correct. And do you remember explaining to us how you are incapable of dreaming, yet you experienced what you can only describe as a dream because your troop had described sexual encounters with dreams?
I described it as a premonition.
Yes, premonition. But you do remember yesterday then?
I do.
Interesting. Preen,
Yes.
you have no recollection of stabbing Sid in the temple?
Oh, no, jugular.
Jugular.
Preen did it very many times, actually. That was the majority of our day yesterday, was that kind of research. You stabbed me a lot.
Yes, this glowing vial on your desk right here, actually. You stabbed it into her. Why is there a skull and crossbones on it?
Bean looks longingly at the syringe on the table. He You're telling me that I got to use this?
Yes, all day. In fact, that you injected me a lot.
But there's also a section.
You know what? For the sake of the syringe, I will allow.
No. This one, no.
One more wisdom save for Pre because of the syringe. I got to use
Adamus, this one is not a sex thing. I can see where you got it, though. That is actually very good. You picked up on a double entendre. That's what that's called.
Guys, give me a blessing. Give me your blessings.
That's
And me strength.
Oh.
No recollection of using that syringe. No recollection of it. It's like a hole in your heart that should be there, but you just don't know what it's for.
A syringe-shaped hole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't doubt you, but it's not coming to me.
Well, that's unfortunate because we actually did quite a bit of research with it.
That is not what I thought you were gonna say.
Perhaps part of the breaking out of whatever we're in, we could conduct this research again.
I think first we should go to the technical lab.
You see his shoulders slump a little bit.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Don't worry.
You're
You can stab me later. It's fine.
Is that also a sex thing?
Why are you saying you were there for it? You remember?
They have a sly smile.
Stabbed my neck with a needle.
Are you asking me if it's a sex thing or Sid if it's a sex thing?
Either or.
No. I would be very
no.
honest if it was.
Consensual mutual understanding.
Because you have said so. It is not a sex thing.
That is correct. It's not a sex thing.
Wonderful.
This is different. This is research. Very important. Much better than sex, to be honest.
Not
Well, actually, I don't know
mutually
that.
exclusive, but yes, the
It makes
the
it seem
technical
so
lab.
Yes, we should proceed to the technical lab unless anybody has any other inquiries to make while we're here.
Nope. Technical lab.
I'll grab
I literally do that little tune and then
the
start
loose
marching out.
assortment of tubes and sort of put them in my cargo scrubs pockets, and then I'm gonna carry the needle with me.
Okay.
Longingly, like, my child.
This is not canon, but this is not canon. Cadmus walks up to Sid and is like, "You seem sexually repressed."
The needle injecting
Sexually oppressed.
fluid. Injecting the fluid is a metaphor for other things.
Ejaculation.
You guys follow the symbols on the floor to Lab
Yes, you
T2.
follow to the technical lab.
I heard they make a thing called a Hitachi.
Lab T2, one of the 3 technical labs.
Actually, I'm getting my memory
entering-
back. You told Sid to get a magic wand.
And oh my god, entering Lab T2, I will allow an investigation or perception check from Sid, or if you want to call you Humther.
Hamster.
Anytime I see Humter and stuff like that, it just reminds me of a Spanish guy trying to say hamster.
Um,
Humter.
this is a normal roll?
Yep, investigation or perception. Unless you guys want to work together, then you can roll at advantage. When you can roll at advantage.
You can roll
Whenever
at advantage.
Spaniards speak. They have like a lot of in their speech.
Hamster.
Hamster.
Looking at the arrangement of the lab and
Nice.
some of the equipment in here, it looks similar to the one you had seen the night before, but fully equipped and set up at this point in time with a team currently working here. That one of them turns and goes, "Excuse us."
This is the place! No, it was definitely this.
You see them
Right,
working like
Humter?
a new piece
This
of
is the
armor.
one, right?
There's like a piece of armor on a rack here working right now. Like, we're in the middle of a experiment right now, a test right now on the.
Oh, do tell. What is the nature of your work here?
It's armor enhanced for the, well, I guess for the military as a whole.
Armor enhancements.
Yes.
Has that been your project for a while now?
Currently, yeah, the armor's pretty top notch already, but we're There's been a few things that have been thrown away from, like, the Aegis that we're trying to improve our armor for.
Do you know what your projects were in this room at the beginning? I say the beginning. I mean, when this room was set up about 100 years ago.
Previous projects before armor.
No, we've only been here for about 10 years or so. This is a... I mean... Yeah,
Sunspot!
The warm spot in your mind. Yeah, what's up, Sid?
Hi. What was the purpose of this room when it was first opened? What was the first project here?
This room was first being used by, well, the research that used to use it is still in the building currently, but it used to be a place where they would study. Oops, get this right before I forget. Hang on. This is not Sunspot talking. This is me. Hang on.
It's important enough that it's in the notes. This is good. This is great. We're on the right track.
Oh, this spot was the first. This room originally was used to, well, from what I know, it's used to help it improve upon arcane consciousness and things like along those lines.
To improve upon arcane consciousnesses.
I mean, like a physical sense. There was an idea of making like a physical core for an arcane consciousness that was being done in this room originally.
Was it ever made?
I mean, yeah, they passed it along to that Ishmael fella, and he's been using it ever since. I mean,
Ishmael?
Yep, I believe. I mean, his brother's the one that was working on it in here. He's still around somewhere.
Yeah.
He has a brother who's here?
Spit roasting time.
Actually, I got a
Oh my gosh, where? Can you please show us? No, I promise this is not just a me thing. We actually should talk to him.
Right about now.
We need to put you into restraints.
You will not need to put me into restraints. We are researching. This is important.
He's currently in one of the experimental labs. In the experimental lab 3 currently.
Experimental lab 3. Thank you. What's his name?
That is Tomas.
Ishmael and Tomas. I will remember that. Thank you.
I feel like I made a mistake just now, but I can't tell why. The warmth fades away.
I immediately turned away from the researchers in the room we're in, towards my group, and say, "We have a new objective."
Yes, where is our new inquiry?
Experimental room 3.
Lovely. How far away is that?
I do not know. Probably right next to this, as this is experimental room 2, so if it's in order, it's probably along the same lines.
No, this is technical room 2.
We're in experimental room 5. It would be near our laboratory.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, we can
next
find it.
door
Everything's properly
or
labeled.
Across the hall.
Before we walk out, like they could walk out if they want, but Humther will turn to the researchers in this room. This room. Thank you for our intrusion and your patience. Have any of you experienced, they crook their head, anomalies recently?
Anomalies like what?
Flickering light, loss of memory, altered perception of time.
Roll me a d20, Humther. No, I mean, nothing really, no. We've just been working in the lab.
Wonderful.
The proverbial grindstone, I guess.
Yes, quite. Good luck with your breakthroughs.
They give you
They walk out.
a finger salute. You guys heading across the building into Lab 3, experimental Lab 3.
We are going.
I'm gonna take a quick glance on the way out, just to see if anything seems off about this room, like Uncanny Valley kind of stuff.
Roll me investigation.
I'm not built for this.
I'm sorry.
No,
Is
like
this
I
perception
intentionally,
better?
I did this to myself. Technically it's +0.
Roll perception then. I'll allow you to reroll it with perception instead. Oh!
Man.
Oh my god.
I literally picked the one that was like bad at these rolls because I thought it'd be
That'd be funny. You're doing better at these rolls.
You look around at the lab. Bunch of fellow scientists in here doing the good work.
Keep up the work, gentlemen and gentle ladies and gentle thems.
They wave. You as well. And they turn back to get to work.
I will call it Sunspot.
Yeah, what's up? I got your brain.
I'm having trouble remembering. What did I have for breakfast yesterday?
Glass of water, and the lunch guy gave you a bag with some buttered toast in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem.
I will. Can I pick up pace to the others? Sunspot did not correctly identify what I ate for breakfast yesterday.
Yes, you had mentioned that yesterday as well.
Perhaps he's not as omniscient as he seems.
That's why I had suspicions of Sunspot at first, when I invited you to my room. Which, by the way, Cad,
Yeah.
you had gotten the message to come to my room this morning, correct?
Did I?
Sunspot?
You did,
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have missed it as Mason, but you had gotten the message.
Okay. I probably just missed it. Mason.
No, that's okay. I thought you might have. But now I'm role-playing it.
Yes, I did.
Ah, I see. You had something else to do?
I believe so.
I see. Thank you for your cooperation.
Apologies for the missed meeting I had. Other directives that took priority.
Yes, you mentioned that you have orders that far exceed anything that we could possibly give you.
It's not a choice.
Yes, I understand.
Guys arrived at Experimental Lab 3.
I'd give a cursory knock and immediately just open the door.
Open it. Put the token on the map.
I was literally about to be like, okay, Sid, before we go in, and then she's already going in.
There it is. There you go.
Yes!
Let me see what this one.
Boing, boing,
You
boing,
open the room. It is just him in there. He has like a little wrist, almost like
All of the mice
All of the mice.
It's joking.
he has like a little hand, like a bunch of finger chains on his hand. He moves them around, and he watches like pieces in the room begin to kind of form as he points to different places, and he goes, "Not up there. That's wrong. There needs to be more. Perhaps over when you see something else, break it apart. That's not correct either. I heard someone knock and enter. Who's here exactly?" Turns around.
Does he look up?
He turns around and faces you all. And you.
Literally, he sees Sid doing this.
Researchers, fellow researchers.
I mean, I can tell by your time as your researchers, but what brings you to my lab? this morning?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Your brother is Ishmael.
My brother is Ishmael, correct, yes. Do I know you? Am I supposed to know you who you are?
Oh, you will.
Oh my god.
That sounds like there's intent behind that. I'm not sure I like it very much, but...
Oh, no, it's good, I promise. We are actually here for a reason. You are lovely. It's lovely to meet, it's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well. Well, my name is, I'm Tomas. I'm the only researcher in this laboratory, so I suppose you must be looking for me?
Yes, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't know you were already here, considering.
I tend to keep to myself. And I had asked Sunspot to keep me to myself as well.
Is it true you used to work in technical room number 2?
Yes.
At its opening about 100 years ago?
Yes, my brother and I worked there together a long time ago. But then it became my major lab for research after we split off.
Your partner?
Yes, my brother. Not my partner, my brother.
Oh, you worked
Very
Ishmael worked here?
Very briefly, but yes.
Sid starts licking the floor.
What were you working on?
We had a... Well, first of all, what team are you?
Oh, we're Omega Team 5.
Oh, okay, so I can tell you something.
Omega 5, so sorry.
No, my brother and I, seeing as we are of similar relative importance to the facility, my brother and I were working on the early concepts of which you might have heard of as the Mechanoid project being worked on now.
Yes, very familiar. Yes, you worked on that too. That's fantastic, amazing.
Yes. Originally, we were both shooting for being in the administration as truth seekers. But they only had one spot open in the Eject Assembly, and so I'd say we do straws, but as a good older brother, he's keeping the spot for me. I'm not much of a person for politics. But when he left, he took his research with him to a grander stage with a higher budget. Which is
Your
nice.
brother. Have you contacted him recently?
I don't really talk to many people at all, even my brother. If he wants to talk to me, he'll reach out to me, but typically he does not choose to reach out to me. So I've not spoken to him in some time now.
Have you noticed any anomalies recently?
Anomalies such as your team barging in my room, or...
That's very sweet of you. No, I mean actual anomalies such as space-time fluctuations, missing days, lights turning off, seismic movements.
The lights in the seismic movement, I'd say yes, I have noticed.
You have?
It's hard to not notice these things.
Well, you'd be surprised because the points to Preen, points to Cad, they don't remember.
Unsurprising, it is, from what I've at least been trying to gather from my own studies here. He turned back around, he said, take the PC apart again, disassembles the whole room. Been trying to see if it happened as an arcane matrix issue, with the pseudo-matrix having I guess like a stability issue. Perhaps our connection to it might be tampering with our memories, but any different orientation or input I give this project here, there's nothing that would indicate that the pseudo-matrix could affect memories like this. So it must be something else.
Perhaps.
Well, yes, the worry is that there is more of a time-related thing going on. Did you, by any chance, have you been having the same dream about the potentate speaking?
Yes, I did have a dream.
Yes, we did too. And the amethyst light flashing, the
Precisely.
solar ring.
Now that you mention this, similar dream, I had not noticed much in that dream, but one thing I had seen for certain was I saw the facility manager from across the room, and I saw the door open to the chambers, but then there was the flash and I couldn't see who actually entered. But I'm assuming, since you're recollecting the same thing, perhaps it was you I had seen in the dream.
We are establishing a chain here, yes. Give me a... do you have something I can write on really quick?
Not really, I remember most of my things, but...
It's fine. She digs into her lab coat and pulls out probably a crumpled piece of, I don't know, a napkin or something.
Flick his wrist and like a small, like, almost like holographic sheet of paper floats over to your in your direction. You can use your
Grab
finger
it.
to write on this.
Excellent. Grab it, and I start doing just a diagram of like the door to the solar ring, and then over here is the overseer, and then over here is Tomas, and it's saying like, so you see, it started here, and then we spoke to the overseer, and the overseer said she was there and saw us enter the room, and now you say you saw the overseer who saw us enter the room, and you saw the door open, but you did not see who went inside. So there is a chain here, you understand? There's an establishment here. There might be more steps.
More steps.
Did you notice anyone else in the dream?
Time to roll. My D20 in. I recall seeing one other person in the corner of my eye, but they were... they entered a bit after, or a bit before, I'm assuming you entered. They had ran through very quickly. They were a lot faster than you all were, so I saw the blood of them run in, and I saw nothing else beyond that.
Who?
I'm not sure. They were very fast, clad in all white, is all I could see.
Write down, very fast, clad in all white, circle it. If I think, do I know anyone at this facility who wears all white?
The only people that wear all white, other than some weirdo scientists who like to cosplay as doctors with like the gowns and all that shit, and like, the lab coats.
A full lab coat, yeah.
Yeah, the full normal lab coats, which none of them actually. Most people wear their own fits in this place. The only people that wear all white are the all white armored enforcers that guard the place. Their armor is pristine porcelain white, helmet and all.
I write next to it enforcer question mark. And in your dream vision, I was combining two words at once there. In this, you saw a figure in all white very quickly, and they were just sort of rushing past. What were they rushing towards the solar ring?
They were running into the room, same as I'm guessing you all would, but they had arrived. Just a bit before you all did.
They were already in there?
I mean, yes, they ran ahead of you all as you were running, and then, well, I'm guessing it was you all because I did not see you all enter, but you apparently did. But I saw them enter, so I'm guessing you were the last ones in the room. So if it was the first one there was the facility manager, the second was probably me. I'm guessing the third was them, and then the fourth people group would be you.
Well, no, I'm misunderstanding then, perhaps, because we ran into that room. When we spoke to the overseer, she said she saw us run into that room. And you say you saw her and also something, the door opened. So we were there first then, were we not?
It's hard to remember most of these things, but it's definitely possible, for sure. Definitely possible, for sure. But regardless, okay. I do know at some point in time they were there. Cannot give you the exact, it was you first or them first, but you all were definitely there, I'm assuming. But I saw them, for sure.
This gives us something to work with, of course.
Now, very fast, unfortunately.
Yes, the armor. Did you also hear another voice saying to wake up?
I did, yes.
Did it sound familiar to you? Did you know who that voice was?
Cannot say I have, but it sounded similar to the one I heard in the lunchroom the other day as well.
In the lunchroom?
Yes.
Did it happen to originate from the corner of the room?
Yes, I'd seen all of you all walk towards it, but I took it as no mind, seeing as it was probably just nothing at the time.
Forgive me. Did you say you saw us walk towards it?
Yes, I saw you all stand up from your table and go stand in the corner and look at where the voice came from for a few minutes, and you just walked out.
Humther turns to look at Sid, Preen, and Cad.
I give a sidelong look and a raised brows.
We've not eaten lunch today, but that event did transpire.
That did happen, yes. Yes, yesterday it happened. We went because we saw something maybe like eyes in the corner and heard a voice, and then we went over and there was nothing there.
Can you say you saw us do this, what would have been
within a few hours ago.
No, this was yesterday. Crazy, I think it's yesterday.
Oh.
I might have
Yesterday.
misspoke. It was yesterday at dinner. I might have misspoke. My brain explodes.
See, we truly are in the world where dinner and lunch are split.
It must, be the, it must be the Australians in this place. They're throwing me off. However, you all left the room, and then people began to filter out. I'm usually last to eat lunch, or eat dinner. I keep saying lunch. Last to eat dinner because I am my own team, so I don't have to rush back to the lab to work. I took my time to eat, and then the room blacked out, and I woke up in my room again.
The room blacked out. The dining hall blacked out?
Yes, blacked out while I was in there, and then I woke up in my room again.
Okay. Now, when it blacked out, well, you wouldn't have. All right, we can tell you a different side or a continuing side. Yes, so we walked out of the dining hall. We were going somewhere else, and then all the lights started to go out after the seismic activity. I turned to run. There were no more doors. There was just a door at the end of the hall. Ran. The door that I opened and ran into led to an empty lab that had not been set up yet. It was, after speaking with Overseer Onra, it was the lab you used to work in, Technical Lab 2, but from 100 years ago when it was first being set up. So that's why we came to you. We went to Technical Lab 2 first, confirmed yes it was, asked them what the project had been when it first opened, led us to you.
Yes,
Do you know why that would be?
I can't say I do, but it's the most recent laboratory addition to the facility, so I cannot say much more than that, but that is correct. 100 years ago it was my laboratory.
And you were working on arcane consciousnesses?
Precisely, yes. At least I was looking into how to... I wanted to find a way to give an arcane consciousness the ability to use concepts and to connect to the Matrix. Originally they could not connect to the Matrix, you see, so this was...
Did you create anything?
I had created the first blueprints for the pseudo-Matrix.
But did you bring it online at all? Did you like a rough draft? Did you have a...
I did. I had a draft for
version 1? Prototype.
Created. He just said this. Not created. This would be version 2 which you're looking at now. What we have in this place is version 1. I had given my research over to my brother and by proxy the Truth Seekers to finish the work because I was needed on other projects.
Is there a... I know that we have Sunspot here. Do you know if there's any other arcane consciousness by any chance lingering in the systems, the matrices?
I have my own personal one here that I work with, but they are disconnected to everything but me. You could speak. It's more like it's a subconscious, not a full one. It's a subconscious they have here.
Does it have any recollection of the events that have transpired?
Well, it's connected to me. I could check. However, it is, when I say connected to me, I mean he kind of gestures to like the small gown he's wearing, and it kind of vanishes into like a small, like arcane piece of like metalwork in like the back of his hand, kind of going through the palm, almost like a half bionic hand. I have what is essentially a power source for it in my hand I utilize for creating things. He makes like a 3 chart of like the entire facility in the sky. It's only known that I know really. It assists me with running calculations and accessing different documents and databases that are hard to pinpoint on your own without needing to ask Sunspot all the time.
Can it connect to different arcane matrices like the Voice of Aradness?
If I was in the core, it could. But I'm not in the core. The best I can do is connect to the one we have here, which is connect to Sunspot.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, probably not because you said you don't really talk to people. Currently, Sunspot cannot access any arcane consciousnesses. There's a block.
Unsurprising. He snaps his fingers and it expands again, the same thing from before. Looking at this here, if there was to be any sort of blockage, perchance if the Third Aegis was able to disconnect all of us from the arcane matrix, even Sunspot with the power he has here would be unable to do anything about it.
Well, but
So unless the Aegis is above ground blocking our signals, we have to assume that potentially the core is under attack and the matrix is unstable, unable to receive any input besides what the consciousness give it.
well, wouldn't that be a problem for that should be looked at?
It should be, but we're scientists. What can we do?
Oh, Posh, we're scientists. We can fix it. Maybe.
What we can do is we can develop new tech, and he snaps his fingers and diagram vanishes, and make tech that will help us recapture the core, or repel the invaders, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to perfect the pseudo-matrix right now. Perhaps find a way to counteract whatever interference is affecting it.
Okay, but what if we are in a
loop.
a time-space loop? Yes.
I assume because of Jeshu's hand, I am unaffected due to this. Is why I can assume I can persevere through any such time loop. He says with air quotes. But if that is the case, then we are permanently in a loop where the core is under attack and the matrix is unleashable, which means it is just us in this lab that must figure things out ourselves.
And there's no
You
way
seem
to
very
break off
unaffected
of
by that. That is a little bit of a scary statement to make.
Fear is not a common thing in the Radness. I am anxious about it, yes, but being anxious will not make sure we survive.
It is concerning.
Finishing my work will make sure that we can persevere through this.
Well,
I am concerned, but you must remember the core has the potentate, the incarnates, probably the mantle bearers, the adjunct assembly, the administration. There's a plethora of people there that are more qualified to defend the core than we are.
That doesn't mean we can't also do our part. We're all part of Aradnis.
I am doing my part right now. As I told you, I'm trying to find a way. He snaps again, it's a new diagram, to perfect the pseudo-matrix. Perhaps if we are looping, if I keep working through these loops, I might find a breakthrough that might break it.
Well, I would like to keep doing that, yes. If there is a loop, I would like to be able to work. But you see, we went back to our lab to check on the work and the research that we did yesterday, and it's all gone. The notes I took yesterday are gone.
Rely on magic exclusively for this then, if that is the case. If physical writing is reset, magic is linked to the person. That's how we help develop arcane consciousness what they are now. We link them to a source. Just rely on your source of power to take notes for you.
Okay. That makes sense.
And if you require anything else, you can simply find me here again, or in the lunchroom, or the dining hall.
In the
glance at
God damn it.
the others.
That was a
in the dining hall.
Either find me in
Find you in the dining hall?
either find me in the dining hall or in this room doing my work. If ever I'm not
Could we
here,
have dinner with you?
Do you want to have dinner with me?
Mm-hmm.
Those are
If
sit
this
those-
event takes place when we have dinner, it might be best if you're there to witness it.
Yes.
Well,
Yes!
I'll be in the room. We have lunch in about 15 minutes, so I'll be in the room anyways. I'm going to go eat.
Lunch?
I do not eat food.
Yes, it's lunch coming up soon. We're past the midday point. We've got like an hour or so for lunch. So if you've got work to do in your lab, I recommend you do it now, in the next hour before lunch happens.
And then
But
meet for dinner later.
we'll see you at lunch then. Yes.
You certainly will. He snaps his fingers and the room goes black. It's like a faint light on like the desk he's standing behind. Because I think I'm
Okay,
done
thank
here
you.
today.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes. Nice meeting all of you, by the
Can
way.
Can I make some sort of check? Does
Wonderful
it
to meet
seem
you.
like he's trying to hide something?
Sure, go ahead and roll me insight.
I'll ask you this game. Have I ever met this guy before?
Tomas,
Yeah.
roll me history.
I don't think
17.
it's in his suit,
Not
it's
hiding
pretty
anything. He seems like he's just very not lethargic or apathetic. He feels like he's. It's like a cold focus he has right now. Like he's driven to keep working with the intention of fixing this at the very least.
I have rolled
So
a
he's
one
not
roll.
hiding anything. It's more like he's divulged what he thinks is important to the conversation.
And then he's gonna turn his attention right back to his work.
Precisely.
I got a 3.
A 3
Same.
seems. I mean, you might know him. He said if his brother's working on mechanoids, you might have encountered him at some point in time, even if it was just during like a construction phase of your life when you're first being retrofitted out with that core you have now.
Is there any like weirdness of like seeing a more kind of roughed up what are they called?
Aradnian?
No, there's a specific name for the Aradness Warforged. Yeah.
Construct.
If you want to
Yeah.
step forward, he can take a look at you. But you've been currently. I'm guessing you've been currently hanging in the back group right now.
Yeah, I've been kind of hanging in the back group.
He had barely
Yeah.
turned to see Sid was there in the first place when he first turned
Gotcha.
around.
I would probably approach and go,
I have seen your brother's work. I'm not sure if I have seen yours, though it is quite impressive.
He looks at you and goes, "What have they done to you? All these scars."
It happened in battle. I was under the command of Chaos.
Chaos. I believe I heard the name briefly. And
I-
your core looks a bit outdated still. Have you had any upgrades in recent times?
I have not. I had orders to protect and hold, and now my orders fall under the research category and also protection of this facility.
Do you want an upgrade? I've been working on something lately. It's not a huge change, but it'll give you a bit more semblance of freedom, like the arcane consciousnesses have. It is how to explain this? It is the heart of a consciousness, to say the least.
Would it be beneficial to my operations?
It allows for creative outlooks and decision making.
That could help with research and understanding different facets that I cannot access.
This won't, of course, if we are in a loop, this here, since it is magic, it will not be anything largely impactful, but at the very least it might open up just, I guess, the concept of thought for you a bit more. Broaden your horizons. It is the least I can do for something my brother and I have been working for so long. You are, well, not a project that we have been trying to run. We do see that Warforged, not a need, but we'd like to see Warforged and mechanoids more incorporated in the society, which is why we've done this. So, if you're willing, and he raises a hand and you watch like a small cube comes out of a box in the back of the room and it begins to fly towards him. He catches it. If you're willing, tonight when you rest, put this into your core. It is tangible now, but when night falls, the small machine will encompass your core. Or do it now, your choice. Because if this is a loop, there might not be a chance to do this at night time. And he pushes it over in your direction. And tell me what you think of it. I've never done this before. It is a new experiment for me as well, which I apologize for. But this is science after all.
Did he say if doing it now could make it easier to not get stuck in the loop? Or like that,
Doing it now might make it actually happen, because if you don't use it before the loop happens again, he's saying it might be gone, depending on what it, what it does.
Then I will probably use it now, though.
In that case, you're welcome to stay in this room while I work, and they go about their day. Just lay down the table there, and I guess just leave it on your chest for a bit, and let it do what it has to do.
Understandable.
If you don't mind, this actually could be related to our group subject of research. Could we watch?
Sure. I suppose. I don't see why not. I've never had an audience in my lab. He looks a bit like not flustered, but like confused and possibly embarrassed by it.
Oh, well, no, just to assure you, Omega 5 is researching, specifically, how do I even put this simply? Origins of magic in the form, and where magic starts, I should say. So, an upgrade, perhaps, we did study, we studied Catamus yesterday, but then all the research was deleted, so... it might be interesting for us to check where this sort of upgrade is originating from as it is being done, and how it affects him and his magic.
By all means, of course. This is a little awkward for me. I've never really had people watch me experiment and stuff, so...
Sorry, is it making you uncomfortable?
No, not that. It's just different.
If you
Very
would
good.
allow it, perhaps we could use some sort of dye as an injection and track where the magic
The purple vial
stems
comes
from.
out.
Breen, that is exactly
Cast.
what you did yesterday. I know you don't remember it, but you did do that yesterday, so you're being very consistent, whether you know it or
Did
not.
it work?
I don't have
Um,
it's for you to inject.
Sort of. It hurt like hell.
Well, in that case, I will do this manually if you're all going to watch. Cadamus, right? Is your name?
Cadamus.
Cadamus, please lay down. And let's see if
my-
this works.
My official designation is K4D1MU2. Cadamus is what I'm colloquially called.
Or CAD.
Cadamus, or CAD, or K4. Have a lay down, please.
Alright.
I will lay down.
I look at Preen, and I look at Humther and give a nod.
I really love playing robotic characters. I love playing Warforged so fucking much.
Three
It's
of
so
you
fun.
roll me an Arcana check as you watch.
Is this the nod to stab this dude, Tomas in the throat when he's not looking?
No, not at all.
You watch,
No.
you watch Tomas raise a hand.
You said a normal roll? Or
Normal Arcana
You're-
roll.
You're really giving me, Preen, you're really giving me Aiden energy right now, and it's scaring me.
just like the concept of someone named Aiden?
So close to a nat 20.
You watch
Nah,
as
it's my character from Gabe's Halloween thing.
Tomas
I played a
Serial
serial
killer.
killer.
points towards Cad's chest. It's open up partially as you watch the faint glow begin to kind of almost like a piano player hitting keys begins to tighten across the air almost, and each kind of like input provides a different part of metal almost, not like painted, like almost like slides the metal around, like almost like the modular buildings you see where they kind of slide to affix in different places. Like it begins to slide the metal apart. Small cube lowers, and he goes, "This is like the best way to put it would be like, well, you're going to die probably, but metaphorically." And the cube like becomes like a fine needle that pierces into the center of your core, and the core just you'll watch the cortex just shut, like literally just shut off, gone. The light just shuts off, and the eyes on Cadamus dim and just black out.
Kill me.
You killed him.
The light is illuminating the face shield on the suit to the point where you could almost see Preen's real face.
You watch as
Oh,
the same color glow on the back of his hand. It's like, you say like dull, almost like yellow orange. That the metal in his hand begins to glow brighter, and the similar glow begins to spread across Cad's chest. And Cad, for like a moment, you've never slept. You've been in Centuries before, but this is like nothing. That you're just in like this expanse of wires and arcane glyphs and filigree that kind of just scroll through and all around in every direction. And each one begins to form almost building blocks that solidify into memories, into moments that have passed. And you encounter each major point of your life as it is assembled, almost like as you're watching a consciousness be assembled in this moment, like a toddler watching TV and going, "Holy shit, I'm a fucking child! What the fuck?" Like it's kind of like that. Like you're watching your life form around you, and you become aware of life, which you had not considered as life before. You were watching life, your life, a life, not an existence. You're watching a life be built, and it does not quite stir emotions, but it gives you the idea of what emotions you would have felt then, and what emotions you should possibly feel moving forward. It is a learning process. As you watch, some blocks are still incomplete. You see the conflict where chaos was struck down, and you know you should feel something. You feel like you should feel something. You feel like you should feel something. And it's just peculiar. And then finally, they all solidify into a flat sheen of this orange, yellow, golden wall that kind of almost stirs and swells like a massive liquid that is just before you, almost like reflecting your visage back towards you. Because the only thing in front of you is this wall.
Interesting.
And so
I see. I would touch the wall.
Put a hand out, and like ripples in a pond, they scatter across from your one hand touching it, and they're both kind of cascade outwards, and then collapse in and up your arm like a sleeve, or like almost like the Venom suit begins to stick up your arm across your body until eventually you feel whatever whole would feel like. You feel whole, as if there was something missing you couldn't notice before that is there now, and you think for a brief moment about what being Cadamus means to you. And you all watch as the lights begin to flicker back on, but as opposed to being the dull white and blue, they are now this kind of golden orange that matches the back of the glove.
Ooh.
Powers back on. You watch this as the veins begin to relight across the body from the core outwards. They begin to relight all these similar wires you've seen before. And you watch this piece of the body begin to almost compact down to be a bit more of an efficient, more compact form of what Cadamus was before. Instead of the bulkier, larger frame, they're now like sleek metal plates that almost make less of a robotic and more of a humanoid-ish metallic form. And you awaken. Truly awaken, Cadamus. Like sleep awaken on this table. And you do not have the ability to sleep still, of course. You still have Sentry's Rest, but for the first time, you, there was nothing. There was, your eyes closed, there was what you'd experience, and then they open, and there's just a gap of time that you've missed, that you weren't aware of during your Sentry's Rest. It's just a gap that is gone.
There's a part of me that is wondering if this is how chaos feels. Or felt.
We should ask the fire giants.
You can't ask them either.
They're dead as hell.
They're dead.
Chaos beat the shit out of them.
Chaos won. It just they died in the process.
And Cad, I will allow a wisdom save at advantage, please.
All right. Come on, baby Mason needs a new pair of shoes.
As your psyche was reformed, more efficient and focused than before, you recall the events of yesterday with clarity. And they just surge back to the forefront of your mind.
That's actually a 17, because it's
17?
a saving throw.
Oh, fuck yeah. Even better, yeah. The memories surge back. The pieces that have been missing from this puzzle of your mind have been filled and refit with whatever Tomas had given you. And you become aware of your surroundings. The sound returns, the light returns. Tomas is there, the hand kind of dropping down.
Fascinating.
That's all I can do. Study if you'd like, the rest of you, how this worked, but I'm going to lunch. you want to talk more about whatever has happened, we'll talk after lunch, and you should probably go there too, in my opinion.
Thank you.
For what it's worth, I'm glad I did it. Even if this is a cycle I might be in, this hopefully will last.
This is fascinating to say the least. Wow. A lot of thoughts. Just sitting here now that I did not think I knew how to process.
Truly remarkable.
Yes, my life's work is doing this. Giving gato.
Orange spotted.
It's my life work giving consciousness to things that are, I guess, magically created. My brother would probably be a lot more suited to doing anything else beyond what I've done, but at the very least, you can leave the final crafting of things like this to me. I'm just saying, before he was on the assembly, that spot was technically supposed to be mine. Don't want to brag anything. Well, I do want to brag.
Really? That spot was supposed to be yours?
Technically, I'm the older brother, so technically yes.
And of course, I assume you're also as smart as maybe smarter.
It's been a long time since I've talked to Ishmael, so it's possible. Perhaps I'll reach out to him again when we're done with this time shit or whatever it is. Alright, I'm going to lunch. Bye bye.
Oh no! Please let us go with you. Let's also do lunch. Yes.
Alright. All of us sit through lunch. He scratches the back of his head and walks out. And since it is late, you're being a two-parter, because we'll end the session there.
I knew it would be yes!